Love him coming off the bench. Efficient on a couple of dunks, but also a couple of jumpers. I mean, he hits that three near the end of that was one of those moments. Remember, he hits a three as the shot clock is winding down.
Yep.
And you're like, maybe this is a game. Maybe this is Arkansas's game today. You got that kind of game from Walsh. I hope to see that kind of scoring consistency off the bench. But Mikal Mitchell was the guy that gave you all that and more. I mean, I don't know if it's the start of
like the game ball. I mean, you got Anthony Black, obviously, but for what you're talking about and who we had to stop and for what he did, Sheway, had 7 points and 7 boards. Mikal looked like the better prospect. I mean,
that's the other aspect. We can mention any player from Arkansas stats. What about the last year's National Player of the Year, who also had what was it?
He looked pedestrian.
He did.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't really get many opportunities on the inside. Arkansas was able to keep him from getting the ball with position. His first couple of buckets, Matt, were 18-footers.
Off an inbounds play, running a little jumper for him, yeah.
That would be a problem. If they can't get Sheway any good looks, unless it's sideline inbounds, 18-footers.
He made him, that's a great, we made him work for everything. It wasn't, he's not going to want to play Arkansas anytime soon. We made him work for everything. He didn't get anything easy, and that's, man, you love seeing that out of a coach must coach team.
I don't know. Maybe are you starting to believe a little bit more now? I mean, we've talked about you got to get on a run. You need to go get on a run. Well, they're on a run now. And this is the kind of win this is a win that punctuates the season. This is the best win so far.
No question.
But in order to get on a run, you've got to get road wins. You've got to beat teams that are also fighting for position on the bubble, or are already secure in the tournament. I mean, Arkansas, that's not what South Carolina is. They're not a tournament team. The last couple of SEC teams the Hogs had played before that, LSU and Ole Miss, not tournament teams. Maybe not playing out the string necessarily at this point. They're giving effort, but they don't have a lot to play for. Baylor has a lot to play for, and they gave great effort in that ball game. They were a possession away, just like Muss said, one of those few losses where they've been a possession away from getting a big road win. A win at Kentucky, that means you're on a roll. And you just got to keep it going against another team that's got a lot to play for in Mississippi State on Saturday, which, honestly, I can't see Arkansas losing that ball game because, A, they're playing well, they're winning games, and the crowd's going to show up for an afternoon game on a Saturday and it's just going to be raucous. So I'd expect, they are on a roll.
Mississippi State's going to need to win that game. It's going to be a game where we can't have any letdowns, and I think it's a game where we got up for it. We were up for it the whole time. We were ready to fight the entire round, all 10 rounds. Where Mississippi State, hopefully, as young kids do sometimes, you play to the level of your competition. So hopefully, if we come out there focused at home, there's no reason Mississippi State should beat us, especially if we're healthy. And our 3 guards led the way: Council, Devo, and Black. Those are our 3 guys we got to go to battle with. They're going to be the guys that take us there, take us wherever we're going to go this year. We got to ride those horses. And then if you get anything out of those Mitchell brothers and Jordan Walsh, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind they get the right matchup. They could be a Sweet 16 team again.
Well, they play like they did last night, and I mean for the full 40 minutes. That was a great performance from the opening tip.
Best game of the season
until Ricky Council dribbled out the last few seconds, and I kept shouting at the TV at that point, "No, don't go for the dunk. Let's just dribble this thing out."
That was a veteran move. Yeah, that's all right. Me and Ricky Council. That one, he's still so explosive. That dude. I know they called a foul and it didn't count or whatever, but man, his hops. It's like his spring is so much faster than everybody. Like once he decides that he's going to take off, he takes off.
Well, if there are any detractors going into yesterday's game, you got to be impressed with what you saw. The only thing is let's not let that be the high point. It is the best win of the season.
Build on it.
Let's not. It can't be the apex of the season. You got to keep playing at this level and keep it going. Because in a month you'll find out where you're playing in the big in March Madness. All right, it's a wet Wednesday out there. On my drive to the studios this morning, I saw no fewer than 5 vehicles that were in the median. I mean, it was the big grass strip median on Interstate 40. In fact, I saw one vehicle a tenth of a mile ahead of me while I was driving spin out on the highway. And hopefully everything was safe. I think it looked like they were okay. But, I mean, it's frightening out there because it's not going to stop raining almost the entire day. So dial it down a little bit. Pass on the left only. And
everybody
keep it tuned right here. We'll just keep you entertained and copacetic.
Everybody chill out. Man, just a smile on your face today. We were talking, and I've been saying they're going to go on a run, but, man, the way they went in there and beat Kentucky, you can't be happy to kind of stick your chest out a little bit as a Razorback fan.
Well, you're going to have plenty of chances to stick your chest out throughout the show today. We have Alyssa Orange from Pig Trail Nation at 12:15, and Grant Hall coming up in just a moment. Now we just got to get the women's team to make it 2 in a row tomorrow night in Nashville against Vanderbilt. I don't know if you were watching the game last night, you saw the ad ESPN ran of Michaela Daniels' buzzer beater. That's they're headed out. They got to fly out of XNA today because it is some pretty nasty weather. It's not the day to be flying out of the little strip at Drake. All right, stay with us. We'll be talking with Grant Hall after the break. Of course, we'll get into the LeBron breaking the NBA scoring title and lots of Arkansas basketball to get to today, plus your calls and texts. It's nasty outside, but it's great to be with you today on Halftime.
Deep three on the way, and it's good. Outlet to Devo. It is over. Down goes Auburn. The #1 team in the country is defeated, and they are rushing the court at Bud Walton Arena. They are rushing the floor at Bud Walton Arena. Don't dance on that. Hey, don't do that. No.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC wants to buy your vehicle, and they'll pay top dollar today. Pre-owned car values are at an all-time high, and your car is worth more today than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Buick GMC, and they will pay you more for your trade. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they will still buy yours. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Make today more interesting with Betly's online sports betting action. You can bet on pro and college games with Betly, the only online sports book in Arkansas and Tennessee. And right now, every new customer can cash in on a $250 risk-free first bet. Download the Betly Sportsbook app now in the Apple and Google Play Store or visit Betly.com. With Betly, every game matters. Must be 21 or older and located in Arkansas or Tennessee to bet. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Hi everyone, this is Lisa with Davis Floor Covering. Are you ready to update your home or office and get it looking its best? Whether it's new carpet, hardwood flooring, tile, stone, or luxury vinyl plank, Davis Floor Covering can help you with all your flooring needs. With the best brands such as Bella Sarah Hardwood and JP Mathis Vinyl Plank Flooring. And we even do countertops, so come on in and let's get started. Davis Floor Covering, 3 locations to serve you, Fort Smith, Springdale, and Tahlequah, or call us 479-452-4808.
At Southern Tire Mart, we look out for you and your vehicle. Come visit us for America's most trusted brands like Michelin Tires and top-of-the-line service. You can depend on Southern Tire Mart and Michelin Tires to keep you rolling. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith, for Michelin tires that fit your needs and service that cares for you like family.
The cold and flu seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely care for you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all the over-the-counter cold and flu remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointments for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Pascal Air, Plumbing, and Electric has been the most trusted heating and air company in Arkansas for more than 50 years. As the winter weather changes from hot to cold, trust the pros at Pascal to ensure your system is performing at its best. Right now, get a heating tune-up for only $99 per system. Want full protection and member discounts? It's only $1 more per visit. Call today or visit GoPascal.com to schedule online anytime. Professional people, professional service. GoPascal.com.
At Crane Used Cars on 71 South. It's a new year, and Joe Pulliam, dealer-operator, has bigger and better deals for 2023. Like up to $2,023 more for your trade. That's right, up to $2,023 over Black Book. With a great selection of certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by the Crane Commitment. 100-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Joe knows customer service with a 5-star rated service before and after the sale. So come see Joe at the Crane Used Car Supercenter, 8200 Highway 71 South, Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Around this time on Wednesdays, we get a chance to talk with Grant Hall here on Halftime. And after a win over Kentucky, it's all smiles for everybody right now. Grant, that was a lot of fun to watch last night, was it not?
Yeah, I thought the first 20 minutes was about as good college basketball as I've seen all year from anybody. And then, Kentucky didn't quite do its part in the second half, but Arkansas did. And what was it, 18 out of 25 from the field? I was reading that was I think it was the best shooting performance since 2007 or something like that by Arkansas. And they made their free throws, and it was just a great night. I was really surprised on the 3-day turnaround and the road-to-road combination, but they were amazing last night.
What do you think of the Mitchell twins just stepping up? I'm impressed with them. What's your thoughts on the way they've been playing the last few games?
Yeah, especially Mikal, who is, he blocked 12 shots?
Yeah, he had 5 last night, yeah.
And 2 or 3 in close order there. It was the kind of game that, that plus, and of course, his brother had 9 rebounds, so that was pretty good too. But the 2 steals by Black early in the second half, that was almost like a statement. In fact, the whole game, Matt, other than when Arkansas first went in the league and beat Kentucky 105-88 in 1992, that's about the only other time I can remember Arkansas doing that to Kentucky at their place or really anywhere. I mean, can you, you're used to, if you beat Kentucky, it's by a few points.
I played once against Kentucky at Kentucky, and yeah, I'm pretty sure we didn't come out on the winning side. Anthony Black's making himself a lot of money. He's clear. He was the best player on the floor. I was talking to Phil earlier, and I've seen all but just about a half so far SEC play. I haven't seen a better player on any of these other teams than Anthony. There might be a guy that can shoot better. There might be a guy that's 6'9". There might be a guy that can. But as far as a basketball player, I have not seen a better basketball player in the SEC than Anthony Black.
That one pass he made right back underneath for just amazingly quick reactions, and he's doing this a little bit banged up too. In fact, one of the stoppages last night probably benefited him a little bit. He left the game for a whole minute and something, I think, instead of his usual 40 minutes. But
Grant, I've never seen anybody go through 3 pairs of shoes in a game. Maybe it's happened, and I just haven't paid attention. Those red ones he had to get.
Those are ugly, though. I understand that was aesthetics. That was only yeah. That was,
where did he go?
Only.
Was it white to black to red?
No, it was red and he cut those off real quick to black because those red ones were ugly. And I'm a Razorback guy, but they don't wear those, Anthony. Yeah,
it's pretty impressive to have that many shoes on hand. Unlike the days when Ricky Norton had a blowout one night and Eddie Sutton called Jimmy Dykes over next to him, and Dykes got all excited, and he said, "Jimmy, what size shoe do you wear?"
Exactly.
He used his shoes.
Well, Graham lost a shoe yesterday. What's up with the shoes?
Yeah.
I don't know. But speaking of shoes and heels and everything, and at the end of the game last night, I'm assuming both you guys watched the LeBron James stuff.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that. Yeah.
Well, he sat out the last number of seconds and was kind of, maybe there was some issue with his ankle. I don't know, but that didn't come up in the post game. I mean, it was an amazing scene. It was a great that he did it when he did it. He had said he did not want to break the record with a free throw. He made a nice fall-away jump shot with the captain there, and the ceremony was nice. But I was kind of surprised by the length of the ceremony in the game. And, of course, we've never seen anything like this before. Somebody scores more points than Kareem
We
Abdul-Jabbar.
probably won't see it again, in our
Probably
lifetime.
won't.
I mean, to have that longevity and play, I mean, and he's going to play another 3 years. He's
he's going to score 5,000-6,000 more
Right.
points, you would think, or until he can play with his sons or whatever. But But I thought it was in the whole aftermath. The Lakers lost the game by 3 points, and Beverly hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer, and of course you had Isaiah Joe playing well and Williams on Oklahoma City. It's nice that they got to be part of it, and they won the game. But in the whole time afterwards, there was not one mention of the Lakers losing the game. No one asked LeBron about it, and they're not exactly in great shape.
They're not a
for
threat
making
this
the
year.
playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they're going to do anything.
They
this
played
year.
a little better in the last couple of months, but
Anthony Davis was kind of
He was sitting down.
last night.
that looked a little odd.
He's not feeling the love, Kyrie style. Maybe he might win out. Yeah.
Well, I mean, LeBron
Yeah.
can still get all the glory when the team is no good, but the rest of the players don't get any of that glory.
There is a little bit of that, where the quarterback always takes the law. You kind of get too much blame and too much credit. LeBron really doesn't get a lot of blame, I don't think. It's his teammates that get the blame.
And one of those statements, quick things he said afterwards, I thought he alluded to where he might be playing in the future. It wasn't exactly like a full endorsement of finishing his career with the Lakers, although Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did say that he thought he was under contract to continue.
I think he's going to end up finishing his career with whoever his son ends up signing
Whoever
with.
says they'll give him 1% of ownership, come finish your career and we'll give you a part ownership of the team. And I mean, that's what he wants.
I guess that's also like an if. I don't know. Maybe there's no guarantee that Bronny gets right into the NBA.
If LeBron James is an owner, he'll get a 10-day. He'll get a 10-day.
It's kind of like Gordie Howe played with his son, Mark and Marty.
They'll figure it out.
Arrows.
Yeah, but they were good. They were some good players. It's like the Griffies.
I think
Ken Senior could still hit a little bit by the time he retired.
I don't know if that's about the coolest thing. Both of them going back-to-back jacks in a major league game.
Well, it's also there's a great trivia question. You probably know the answer to this, Grant. What brother combination hit the most homers in Major League Baseball history?
The Aarons, right?
It's the Aarons. That's right. Hank hit 755.
Yeah.
Tommy hit like 14.
I didn't know his brother played. There you go. Yeah.
Speaking of like records and the ceremonies and all of that, I remember a little of Bonds. When he broke Aaron's record. And you had, Hank had the message on the video board and all that. But that was so controversial because of obvious reasons and the steroids. The one that stands out to me is when Ricky Henderson broke the stolen base record. You remember that?
He stole third to win it.
Third.
Yeah.
Pulled out the bag, raised it to the sky, and announced into a microphone. You remember this, Grant?
I couldn't believe he pulled the base up.
Do you remember what he said?
I don't remember. No.
He said, Lou Brock was a great base stealer, but today I am the greatest of all time. And we just should have been impressed that Ricky actually referred to himself as I instead of Ricky.
Instead of Ricky, yeah.
That's exactly
right.
Well,
I obviously was partial to Lou Brock, and I actually saw Brock hit for the cycle one night in St. Louis, and the reason he hit for the cycle was he was thrown on an inside the park attempt. He was about halfway to home, and Vern Benson, the third base coach, stopped him, and he went back and was thrown out at third. So that was his triple in the cycle.
That's funny.
Some of those moments get weird too. Like George Brett, 3,000th base hit was then followed by him being picked off of first base.
Oh, man.
Your shoes are untied. How are you going to steal 100 bases?
Yeah.
You know what? I think Juan got picked off first the end of the season for the Cardinals some years back. That was the end of he got picked off first base, and that was the game.
That's yeah, I think I remember that one too. Grant, we got into this yesterday about these records, And so often the records lead to conversations about, or arguments, who the greatest of all time is, and, top 5 and all that kind of stuff. And so much of it is colored by, I think, the era that you grew up in. So for me and Matt, it's like, it's all MJ, because he was MJ. He was like God to kids at our age then.
LeBron's on the team, though. I'm going MJ on my starting 5, but LeBron's in my starting 5.
But Grant, there's other people that still talk about Wilt, or will bring up Magic, or will say Bill Russell. Where do you come in?
Well, when you speak about eras, Eddie Sutton told me one time that he said it was not arguable that Bill, of course this was before these other beasts, that Bill Russell was the greatest because he won 11 titles in 13 years. Wilt won 2 or something in the same era.
Heck, he won one as a player coach. Not just
and Michael won 6. I think LeBron's only got 3, right? 3 in 20 years. Am I right about that?
LeBron has 2 in Miami, 1 the bubble in L.A., 1 in Cleveland. So he has 4. Yeah.
So he's got 4. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, LeBron. I shortchanged you one. But
the bubble one has that asterisk by it. I mean, that comeback against the Golden State Warrior team that won 73 games, man. That's amazing. Just if that was the only one he won, that would be enough. I mean, he had no business winning that one, although they shouldn't have lost to the Mavericks when they did that first one.
Grant, you notice with this conversation, so with football, we all are all right. So it's Tom Brady, and you point to all these records, and you can point to the Super Bowls. People did the same thing with Montana. People did the same thing with Jerry Rice. We don't bring that up too often with baseball, because I'll go to my grave and be like, I don't know if I ever saw anybody any better than Barry Bonds. He never won a World Series. Right now, I don't know if there's anybody been better than Mike Trout in the last 12 years. I don't think he's won a playoff game. Ted Williams never won a World Series. You could say greatest hitter of all time. It's like baseball.
Maybe it's harder because of the number of players on the team. But, so many more players you have to, like in basketball, you get 4 other guys, and you can.
One guy can take all the shots. One guy doesn't get to take all the hits in baseball. Yeah.
Jordan scored 32,000 plus. To me, he's the greatest ever. It's funny though. I was thinking probably we've not seen the greatest player yet, because I don't think Jordan or LeBron James were as good as shooters as Steph Curry, for gosh sake, or you name a lot of great shooters.
LeBron's not a great shooter. No, he had to work on it. Yeah,
he's made himself a pretty good,
but he's not
shooter.
Great. Yeah.
So, that debate can go on forever.
I see, and we talked a little bit about this too, the errors. Well, if Larry Bird was in today's game, he would have today's treatment and today's psychologicals. I mean, all the coaching and all the stuff. He would be better. He would be better now.
Larry Bird would have been able to use cryotherapy for that back, which basically
instead of Bud Light, right? Yeah. And then he would be he would be shooting so many more threes when he played. I think he didn't shoot that many threes. It'd just be different.
You realize Bird would have used cryotherapy to ice his beard.
I don't know if I saw anybody better than Bird in college. I saw him play in college several games. Saw Michael play, of course, against Arkansas, but he would hit guys in the head that were open because they weren't ready for his passes.
Yes.
Grant, it's great stuff. Great stuff. You think this basketball team, back to Arkansas, when we close out? They're on a run. I trust road wins at Kentucky. I will trust that over a close shave at South Carolina. But heck, I'll take 2 road wins in 4 days, no matter who it is. I'm starting to believe that this run might actually mean something.
That was enormous last night. We were all kind of looking at, maybe they go 4-4 or something, and maybe win the first game of the tournament and get in. But they should be okay now if they take care of home. And really, the way they're playing, I wouldn't put it past them to beat somebody else on the road. But it was just it was a lot of fun, and you could see even Eric, he doesn't smile like that often after games. By the way, did you guys see when Scott Van Pelt was referencing Anthony Dillard instead of Al Dillard, he called him Anthony. Did you catch that on SportsCenter? Some guy was making a lot of deep shots,
I did not, but I did notice Muss smiling at an official. And it wasn't like a sarcastic smile. There were some of those, but I actually saw a real one.
The other day, one of them had Todd Day playing with Al Dillard, too. They were like, when Al Dillard and Todd Day, I was like, I don't think those guys played together.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Phil, I went to Mike Neighbors' luncheon yesterday, the Arkansas women's basketball team, And the end of that last game was interesting on a lot of levels. Obviously you know all about it, but what happened was Mike felt that their player set an illegal screen, so that should have taken precedence over the Poffenberger fifth foul and all that. But, I mean, to win that game from where they were was kind of a miracle. I mean, when an 85% free throw shooter misses 2, and then they get a 5-second count, and I think probably the other official that called that was conscious that the other call hadn't been quite right, that was useful for Arkansas.
I will say this. It did feel like a quick 5 seconds, but we'll take it. They did defend it well enough, but it felt like a quick 5 seconds.
Yeah,
maybe they deserved it, though.
He timed it at 5.1.
Well, I'll trust Mike's stopwatch for that quick moment. Grant, we're going to run. Appreciate you, man.
All right. See you guys.
You got it.
Thanks,
Grant Hall
Grant.
with us every Wednesday. Yeah, the whole idea of what you mentioned about, baseball, you can't take all the shots. That's why Crash Davis said it's the most democratic of the sports, or at least ground balls are democratic, but the sport is.
Could you see them making? I saw something because if they're doing ghost runners, why not when you start the 10th inning, maybe start the lineup where you can change your lineup again or something?
I just would rather play baseball from 10th to the 11th to the 12th inning, and then put your ghost runner out there.
Fair enough.
3 extra innings really is just going to add another hour, and that's okay. 877-377-6963 for a call or a text. It's halftime.
Home is everything. It's your sanctuary, your command center, your music room, and your art studio. It's where you eat family dinners and make lasting memories. When you use a Weichert agent to help you find your home, we'll help you find the space to make it yours. When you begin your search, know that a Weichert agent will be there with you every step of the way. Because a Weichert video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sacalé, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Ed Sheeran used to sing in the church choir, but now bad habits reveal his desire. The old saying goes, sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. God knows you can't overcome. That's why the faith that saves is trusting what Jesus has already done. There's nothing else you can say or use or do. Bad habits lead to doom. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Hi, I'm Mike Van Jr. with Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. You can count on my team to provide top quality pressure washing and exterior cleaning services for your property.
What all do you service?
Fence washing, gutter, or deep concrete cleaning for your home, commercial business, and more.
Do you have insurance?
Absolutely. We're covered with liability insurance, and we also use safe and effective wash methods, leaving your home or business looking brand new.
I guess I need to go to your website, mjmobilewash.com.
Or just give me a call at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all. When you stay overnight, you want the accommodations to feel comfortable and feel like home. Well, at Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, you get exactly that. You can check out all their locations at bphotels.com. They have locations in Fayetteville, Bentonville, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Conway, El Dorado, Arkadelphia, North Little Rock, Bryant, Hot Springs, Ardmore, Oklahoma, and coming soon to Kansas City. bphotels.com. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, looking forward to serving you in 2023.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business. Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Give them a call or send them a text at 877-377-6963. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend, Matt Jones.
I think it's safe to say Arkansas broke Kentucky's will yesterday. And it's not often you can say that. And truthfully, I don't know many teams that Arkansas has done that to this season. Again, Kentucky had a lot to play for yesterday, and they had an energy in that first half. The two steals that Anthony Black recorded near half court, where I think part of it,
in the second half,
part of it they were bad, lazy passes. The other aspect is he knew exactly what he needed to do on those lazy, bad passes. And what was it? The second of those two dunks, nobody ran after him. For the first dunk, I forget who it was, but someone was right there behind him, and he was still, able to get to the rim pretty quickly. The second of the two steals, which happened like 10 seconds later,
next possession,
nobody anywhere near him. The blue shirts just stopped at midcourt. Now that was way early in the second half, and I don't know
I think
if
that put us up 7 at the time.
Yeah. Then a timeout.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kentucky got within 7 again for the rest of the game. I mean, you had a double-digit lead for almost the last 10 minutes of that game.
Broke their will, broke their spirit. That was the thing. The first half, it was how are both teams going to respond? It was going to be a battle, and Kentucky just they look like they look kind of soft, and I think it's because the refs let them play. I mean, there was a couple times where AB would drive to the hole or whoever would drive to the hole, and they'd get hit, and they wouldn't call it. But it happened on our side, too. You'd see Jordan Walsh, and in other games, they're going to call that foul. I thought the refs let them play, and I think that's advantage Arkansas going forward. If the refs let us be athletes and play, because I think for the most part, Jordan Walsh is the best athlete. Bring that up, too, Phil. You were saying how you like Jordan Walsh coming off the bench. I love Jordan Walsh coming off the bench. He's the best athlete on the floor. So you're bringing the best athlete on the floor off the bench. I mean, how awesome. I mean, bringing in, so that's just extra muscle you're bringing into the game.
Some of it's going to deal with, and Musset, addressed it post-game. I don't think the Mitchell twins will start against every team.
Man, if you got a big, though, what they're doing.
When you play Florida with Castleton.
Yeah.
When you play Mississippi State, Tolu Smith.
They got a big like that, yeah.
You probably get both of them on the court at the same time.
They're playing well. They're passing the ball well to each other. They read each other well, like their movements. And that's one thing that's kind of innate. And I hope they're both healthy. Whichever one's kind of hurt. One of them has the knee brace on. I hope if they're both healthy playing like this with our guards, and if teams let us play, we can beat anybody in the country.
Just hope that some of these. Must is saying they're playing hurt injuries, and I think it's more like nagging injuries, the kind of stuff.
Everybody is.
Yeah, I mean, by this time of the season,
you're playing 40 minutes a game,
right?
You're going to be banged up.
I just hope that they don't. Nagging injuries can go one way or the other. You can either get used to it, and it just doesn't really get that much better, but it doesn't get very much worse.
the thing, Phil, to your point, is the thing about tournament play is the games come quicker. So right now they get 3, 4, 5 days off between games, but when you only get 1 day off, SEC tournament play might be back-to-back games. So, yeah, hopefully you can get healed up because that's 40 minutes. Then the next day you're going to have to turn around and play 40 again because we saw who the lineup is. We see who the guys he's going to battle with.
What was the term that Musk said about Devo doing that? It's prehabbing, right?
You got to get in there, get an ice tub.
Tough to prehab with like 12 hours before your next game sometime.
That ice tub, my favorite thing that as far as treatment that helps, and the thing that I miss the most, not the cryo chamber that you were talking about.
I've never been in one of those.
Is the cold tub. I mean, that ice tub is the best thing in the world. I mean, you get in that cold tub. There's just something therapeutical about it. I mean, ask any player that's played that cold tub, and it took me a little older to start getting into that. I want to say about my senior year of college, when I started and so that's why it's Devo's the one getting in the stuff. As a freshman, you just we're going to eat McDonald's, we're going to play PlayStation, and we're going to go hand out L's.
And I'll stretch before the game.
Yeah, right. We're all good. Let's go. And so, but they're learning, they're growing up. And they're becoming professionals. They're maturing right in front of our man. It's so fun watching people get better at what they do, and that's what we've been doing this year with this Arkansas basketball team.
How long would you stay in that cold tub?
Well, you can do it 2 different ways. So you want to get in there for at least 7 minutes if you're just gonna get in there. But after a minute and a half, I'm telling you, put some music in, turn it up loud. You don't feel it. It goes. You're numb and you get used to it, and then you realize how good it is for you and what it is. But if you're going to contrast, you go 2 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 minute.
You ever tried the cryotherapy thing?
No, I think they started
it's a retail thing now in a lot of places.
I think they could put you into it and stuff, and I want to say I did it a couple times at Jacksonville. But it was just weird. I don't know. I couldn't tell a difference as much as I could the cold tub.
I just have trouble doing something that has anything to do with. I can't get the idea of Ted Williams' severed head outside of the whole cryotherapy thing. Because you remember this?
Mm-mm.
Like his son had his head frozen, had Ted Williams' head frozen in cryotherapy. I don't know exactly the reason why. I might have forgotten the reason why.
I don't think I've done this cryotherapy.
No, I don't think that's exactly what you're supposed to do with the retail cryotherapy. It's probably just a whole body thing while you're still alive. Because I know plenty of people that work out and do it on a routine basis. So yeah, you'll be able to keep your head on your shoulders for things like that.
Yeah,
but that would have been a great way for Larry Bird to ice his beers.
That was funny. That's what Charles Barkley said. He's like, man, I ain't never been around somebody that drinks so many Budweiser. I hung out with him one day and I had a headache and I couldn't do it again. He said Larry Bird would drink 16 Budweiser like it was nothing.
I think it's like there was another Boston athlete around the same time that was legendary for his ability to drink beer,
like a Wade Boggs.
Yeah. He was known for the fried chicken and they at some point, the two of those guys got together because they played in that city at the same time. They would have gotten together. That's the kind of thing in today's day and age of social media. Who would not want to watch a beer drinking contest between two local sports icons?
I just want to know who wore it better, Bob Belcher or Ned Flanders on that mustache when he had, man. Like that Wade Boggs. Larry Bird had a little baby stash.
Well, he didn't have the Wade Boggs. But Wade Boggs covered over his upper lip.
I loved his stash. Wade, he was rocking it. He's killing it.
Yeah, he had an interesting stash, that's for sure.
Don Mattingly had one too, a little bit. Didn't he grow one a little bit like that, or not? Not the Wade.
I don't know if it was quite as bushy.
He was more Yosemite Sam was with Wade Boggs, where they make you kind of dress like the Nines or whatever with in the Yankee land, right?
They don't allow. I think there had to have been a rule.
Get that
the Yankees of like no facial hair past the corners of your mouth.
Yeah,
certainly no earrings. They wouldn't allow that.
They made Johnny Damon change from Boston when he went to Boston to New York. Yeah, he changed his whole look.
That's exactly what he did. Bubba Carpenter, heck, Matt, you've got more facial hair than anybody I know. You signed with the Yankees, you'd have to take that whole thing off.
If they wanted to pay me, we'd gladly wear the pinstripes.
Shaving is worth a few $1 million.
We'd gladly figure that out.
I agree with you. Yeah, Bubba played in the Yankees organization, and I've seen his baseball cards. It's like, who is that fresh-faced gentleman? And what razor company is he speaking for?
I'd love to ask him questions about that Yankee organization and the differences in different. Because I was in Jacksonville and Cincinnati, but college just one place. But it's neat to see different teams and how they run it because everybody's a little different.
The Yankees have a certain way of doing things, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's throwing money at problems that money created. Other times they actually have built pretty good organizations. You know, another good organization is CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. I love to stop at their location in Russellville on my way to Fayetteville. I've been stopping there like on a bi-weekly basis. It's right there at the Arkansas Avenue exit, and they'll get you in and out pretty quickly with the best burger, the best fries, and the best shakes anywhere in the state of Arkansas. You get up to Fayetteville for any Razorback game, stop by at their Weddington location. It's just west off the exit, less than a mile. At CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best. We will wrap up hour number 1 of Halftime after this.
Get the best value, service, and TV locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Stop in and ask us about the Hopper 3, Dish's most advanced DVR that delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recordings anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now. WOW World of Wireless. 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details. Or online at shopwownow.com. World of Wireless is located at 601 Church Street in Barling next to Frank Rowe Furniture. That's 601 Church Street in Barling. Come see us at our new location.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device.
We've invented a new messaging system using the crisp sounds of Bud Light. Crisp Code, Lesson 86. This is how you say, gee willikers, it's a hot one. Let's cool down with some Bud Lights. That's it for today. Bud Light. Crisp. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Art's Barbecue and Burgers has the best burger in town. And every Saturday, enjoy any burger at Art's and get $1 off. Try Art's Bacon Cheeseburger, topped with house-smoked bacon, or the Art Attack with bacon, ham, and a fried egg. And all of Art's burgers come with a mound of fresh-cut fries, or upgrade to Art's homemade onion rings. $1 off all burgers every Saturday at Art's Barbecue and Burgers, 8203 Rogers Avenue, next to Aaron's in Fort Smith.
Gray Steel Structures Incorporated is a family-owned business based in Greenwood specializing in steel structures. Owner Will Gray has 20 years' experience doing the job right and making sure you're satisfied with the structure you have a need for. Gray Steel Structures serves both commercial and residential customers. Whatever your need may be, mini storage, RV storage, home workshop, or any metal building need, make Gray Steel Structures your first call. Gray Steel Structures, 252-2783. That's 252-2783.
GraySteelStructuresInc.com. That's Gray with an A.
Fishing never stops. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle has everything from jigs to raincoats. Todd Huckabee crappie rods, Bobby Garland crappie jigs, and stay warm and dry with a River West rain suit. The area's largest selection of Zoom plastics, Flash Mob Jr., Kitech swim baits, Mega Bass rods, plus rattle traps, life jackets, and rod and reel repair. Find all the top brands and everything you need at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 1 mile east of I-540 on Highway 64. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Save big when you shop at Metters Lumber True Value and get great deals during our home improvement sale. Pick up a 3-piece brush set by Master Painter for only $13.99. That's $5 off the original price. Upgrade your home's lighting with a 2-pack of GE's Direct Connect smart bulbs for only $23.99. Get $17 off Master Mechanic 20-volt cordless drill kit. Head over to Metters Lumber True Value and take advantage of these prices while supplies last.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Give them a call or send them a text at 877-377-6963. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Register once per day through Monday for our Valentine's Day giveaway at hitthatline.com. Giveaway might not be the right way to say it because this is like a cornucopia of gifts. You get a romantic stay at the Arlington Resort Hotel and Spa. Your stay includes a romantic room to relax, dinner on the veranda, a trip to the spa for a couple's massage, and everything else you can do in downtown Hot Springs. Plus, 14-karat white gold and ruby pendant and chain from Swift's Jewelry in Fayetteville, $150 gift cards to both Richard's Country Meat Market and to Cupid's Lingerie. And at Cupid's Lingerie, love is always in the air. They got the perfect gift to make this Valentine's the best one yet. Cupid's Lingerie, Springdale and Bentonville, and online at shopcupids.com. I had this is not necessarily like a Valentine's question, but it's a little bit of a relationship question, so that makes it pertinent for Valentine's in some sort. Now, you and I live alone, Matt, so this is a little bit different. So, you know, right now, I've got an entire load of laundry sitting in my dryer that is clean. You're not always allowed to do that, depending on whom it is that you live with. After washing dishes in the dishwasher, how long do you take clean things out of the dishwasher to use, or do you ever put them away?
I right now I just wash them by hand, and then I'm very I throw the clothes off the dryer onto the other bed, and they just sit on the other bed.
That's why you have the other bed, right?
Exactly. Smart. And then the I use the same bowl, and I eat a lot of soup, yeah.
One at a time. You're a one at a time kind of a guy. That's good.
My bowl is like it's like you could swim in it. It's a big bowl.
Not just a bowl, it's a cauldron.
It's a salad bowl. Yeah,
it's a salad
big
cauldron.
Salad. Yeah.
Charlie's giving us a call. What's up, Tuna? How many clean things are in your dishwasher right now? I'm assuming you got a full clean one.
Yeah, see, Phil, I'm kind of like Matt. I'm more. I don't use I use a lot of plastic stuff, and I hand wash everything. So I don't even use my dishwasher, rarely. But I am straight hand wash, and as far as my clothes go, kind of similar to Matt too. I kind of just throw them off somewhere.
You got a full wardrobe in the dryer. Maybe wardrobe is a loose term.
Hey, a lady friend may come stay or chill with me one day, but listen, you ain't staying. This ain't no fool.
You got to keep it moving. That's right.
Unless you're going to pay some rent.
Hey, realize too, like once you add children into the mix, you're never going to end up folding your laundry. You're just going to be pulling clean clothes out of laundry baskets until the end of time.
See, Phil, right now, like my thing is like I am so like focused on other things that like and even though I may have a lady friend come over, it's not. I'm pretty smart. I don't plan on doing that anytime soon unless I'm fully, committed to someone or married. So, trying to be smart on that end.
I know you got other things on your mind, including basketball, which I'm assuming is what you've played for.
Oh my God! Last night was awesome. It was a special night. I enjoyed both games, to be honest, because I was back and forth with the Lakers game too, and the Arkansas Razorback in me. Watching Jay Will and Isaiah Joe for the Thunder play so well and not get distracted by all the hype and they both played so well in the game. I mean, Jay Will even took a charge from LeBron. I'm like, everyone's like, not many people can step in front of LeBron. Have y'all watched Jay Will before? That man be taking charges like crazy.
Did you see Graham last night thinking he was Jalen Williams trying to take those charges? One of them, I was like, I don't know if that was a charge. The second one was a flop, and he didn't get the call either.
Oh yeah, and it was just fun to watch both games. I was super impressed last night, guys, with the way Arkansas played in that second half, and even in the first half. I know defensively they were not as sharp in the first half as they wanted to be, but I thought in the second half they were much better. I thought their game plan was really good. It looked like they kind of wanted to, like I say, run them off the three-point line, but if they wanted to pull up and shoot that little mid-range shot, they were going to let them because they had both the Mitchells in that little drop coverage, and the idea was to keep a body on Sheboy. And you guys talked about it. The Mitchell twins got to come up big, and they put them in position to come up big. It was from a game plan standpoint, and they both delivered. I know that to to the point now where I get confused with them. But I know that one of them had a lot of rebounds, the other one had a lot of points and a lot of blocks. But to me, it's like when they're both out there, good things happen. And so I get them confused every now and then. My buddy is worse than me.
The
with
one
it,
without the knee brace scores more, I think. That's how I've kind of.
15.
Yeah, but he was the one who put all the.
More of a score.
He was but the knee brace was the one who scored more yesterday.
That's how it went. Yeah.
I'm thankful that their hairstyles are a little bit different aside from the uniform.
Twin power, guys. It is twin magic. It is twin power.
I love it.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it's a real thing. I played with two twins. They look just alike, but their personalities were a little bit different. Actually, a lot different. However,
Charlie, we're right up against the break here, Charlie. We gotta run. I appreciate you. All right, that's Charlie. Chuck, Tuna, and we're into hour number 2 after this.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind everyone to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I'd also like to remind any current homeowners or individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify.
The homestead tax credit can save you up to $375 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe and a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley. Elite Roofing is a locally owned roofing contractor. If you're building a new home or maybe need a new roof on your existing home, Elite Roofing can take care of you. Elite Roofing is known for their dependability and reliability. Just ask any of their satisfied customers. They are licensed and insured, and references are available upon request. If you need a roof, call your local roofing contractors. Elite Roofing, 478-8668. That's 478-8668. Elite Roofing, 478-8668. Do you need an attorney that you can actually speak with? You need Hickey & Hull Law Partners. The attorneys at Hickey & Hull understand the importance of client communication and are taking the time to meet you, respond to emails, and return calls. Every case is important, and they strive to give each one the time and attention it deserves. Call today or visit them online at kevinhickeylaw.com to set your consultation. Hickey & Hull Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we could see the potential for some flooding rains as we will see moderate to heavy downpours at times today. Showers, a chance of some thunderstorms. Our high this afternoon, low 50s north, low 60s south. Showers and a chance of thunderstorms continuing tonight. Overnight lows upper 30s to low 40s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Carco Auto Sales. Give them a call at 783-1722 or check them out online at buyfromcarco.com.
Proceed. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is halftime, coming at you from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3.
It's what I always listen to.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Live from the Bushlight Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Matt Jones may take it to the house and the dunk.
You both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones. Produced by Matt Travis.
Hold the rope! Hold the rope! Hold the rope! I put my heart, dog. Let's
Let's go, man!
Probably as frustrated as I've been the first half.
Do we believe?
Second half, very happy.
Is vintage Matt Jones.
On the road, on the road, on the road, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn that back, your
Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Hour number 2 of halftime. We've got an open segment here, so get with us at 877-377-6963. Alyssa Orange from Pig Trail Nation coming up in about 15 minutes. I appreciate Rob's text. Sent us in, and I didn't realize that there was a name for a giant bowl that Matt Jones eats out of. A Jethro Bowl.
I love it.
Which is named for Jethro from the Beverly Hillbillies.
There you go.
Who ate out of a humongous bowl with every meal possible. I saw a couple of pictures on the Googs of Jethro. I mean, literally, then he'd like wrap his arms around it. It is like a cauldron that he's eating out of.
Mine's not that big.
I was wondering if you eat an entire box of cereal at once.
No, it's a normal sized bowl to me. I'm just a giant. If it's proportionate is what I should say.
You are a giant.
Yeah,
that is the truth.
My bowl's proportionate to how much I eat.
Well, we're getting tacos after the show today.
I can't wait. That was the best idea I've heard.
Chances are you eat 4 to my 2.
That was the best idea I've heard, though. Tacos, I'm in.
You're ready for tacos at any moment. I am as well. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Doesn't matter which one.
I've been once in the last 3 weeks, Phil. So I'm a taco guy.
So I hit you in the food fields, didn't I?
You just got there. I was just like, yes, win.
Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. What do you think about that, man? We haven't even talked about. Nobody brought up the football in the first hour. The football did not ever come up. I think I might have mentioned Tom Brady's name in our conversation of major sports records. Yeah. That was it. We got an NFL. The big game, the NFL championship game, is Sunday. I just still crack up how all these commercials have to refer to it in that term.
They can't say Super Bowl. What?
No, they have to. You have to pay for the right to use the term Super Bowl commercially. So that's why you'll see, hey, you're getting ready for the big game. It's like I look on the Bet Saracen app. And they have it listed as the NFL championship game. It does not say Super Bowl. So it just kind of, that just always makes me laugh.
They're a monster. NFL is, they're an absolute monster. That is funny. I guess I can say Super Bowl on, can you say past Super Bowl? I don't know, man. That's like having your own quarterback coach come in to coach your, with the other quarterback coach that the team has. Hey, we'll just bring my own coach in.
Yeah, that's right. There it is. There, NFL championship game on the Bet Saracen app. NFL championship props. The word super is not on this app at all. Neither is the word bowl. Maybe they could use the term Jethro Bowl to describe this game. It is the biggest game of the year.
It's the Mega Bowl,
It's the biggest game of the year. Why not go in that direction? Yeah, why not go in that direction at all? The more I think about this game, the more I'm leaning towards Philadelphia. Because I think A, they're healthier. B, they're going to get to Mahomes. I think they're going to get to Mahomes. I see 4 sacks in the game, at least, for Philadelphia in this game. And I think it's going to cause some problems for Mahomes to do what he does so well, which is create on the fly, get away from the rush. And I think it'll be more difficult if he does get away from the rush to find somebody open, because I just don't know if Philadelphia needs to blitz in order to get to him.
Yeah, who's going to make the plays for Kansas City? I like Isaiah, and I know I can't Pacheco if I'm saying his name right or wrong, but I like his game. I think he's going to have a big game. I agree with you, Phil, on the sense that if Patty Mahomes gets hurt, I agree with you. I think Philly will probably win. But if he's healthy and he's okay and he's 80%, let's just say he's 80, I think Kansas City is going to have enough. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a good game. I think the over-under at 50 is way low. I think the winning team, whoever wins this game, is going to score 30-plus points. There's just too much talent on the offensive side on both these teams. 2 good quarterbacks. When's the last time? You're not going to hold Patrick Mahomes to 17 points very much. It's just not going to happen. And then all the talent that Philly has, and then their defense is Opportunistic. Am I saying that right?
Optimistic?
No.
Opportunistic.
Opportunistic.
Thank you, Christian.
There we go. Their defense is very opportunistic, and so they're going to get some turnovers.
I'm really starting to lean on in the Philly direction here. I think that first of all they played. Kansas City played in a fairly tough division as well, but I think the NFC East a lot tougher than people thought it was going to be. 3 playoff teams out of that division. Philadelphia won that division in a walk.
They hadn't played anybody in a month and a half, too. You think
they did play the San Francisco defense? That's a good defense. They put up over 30 against them.
Well, yeah, they didn't have their. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. I think that's a totally different game if they have their quarterbacks. But yeah, they put up 30 against that San Fran defense. But you look at they limped into the playoffs. Jalen Hurts was hurt. And they just they didn't play their guys the last week of the season. They haven't played anybody is what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that defense is there, but there was never a threat. There was never this we got to grind. And so they've kind of had an easy last 65 days where Kansas City was in one-score game. They've been in it. So I think – but it's the Super Bowl. You don't need any extra motivation for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and we kind of create some of these narratives in some ways. But I understand what you're saying, too. It's like if you're used to playing in the tight ball games – and then you get into the fourth quarter and it's a score, or you're tied.
It's been a while since they felt that. They felt that pressure.
Pressure and how you react to it.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, to coast throughout a season is a certain thing. I'm not saying Philadelphia coasted throughout the season, but like you said, they did kind of coast for the last couple of weeks, the regular season, and they certainly coasted through the playoffs. That's not to their detriment or their fault, though.
The Giants were as bad as the Bucs. Yeah, I mean the Giants beat Minnesota, I believe, and that would have been a different game, I think, if Minnesota would have played Philly.
But when you're fighting for your life on a routine basis and you're just sort of used to it, then maybe in that fourth quarter you're kind of calling back the moments that just occurred. Or your body reacts to it because you just dealt with the same situation for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Or because there's a 2-week waiting period in between, none of that matters anymore. Like, it's really difficult to carry momentum through 2 weeks. I mean, I think I always used to like it, actually, when the Super Bowl wasn't 2 weeks after the NFL, the conference championship games. I don't remember the last time that was the case. It's probably been over 20 years.
80s or 90s, yeah.
It's got to be over 20 years since the last time that the Super Bowl was played.
I love the
week after the conference championship.
Do they give them an extra week to get healthy? It's just kind of like what we were talking about with the Arkansas basketball team and the guards playing 40 minutes a game. They're going to be a little banged up. It's a long season. It gives them a few extra days and this is as best you're going to get. And especially playing, I don't see how they play on Sunday then play again on Thursday. That's just, that's out of control to what they put their bodies through. And you want them to be healthy. You want them to be rested. Let them scheme it up. Let them both go out there. I love the fact they get an extra week before the Super Bowl.
Red in Missouri that is a valid point. Betting on a quarterback with no Super Bowl experience is risky. And a head coach with no Super Bowl experience going up against one of the greats who's in his third. So that's legit.
So, Phil, this is the point. If you put Patrick Mahomes on Philly and you put Jalen Hurts on Kansas City, then you 100% would be going Philly. Is that what you're saying? Philly's the better team, it feels like. It's just Kansas City has the better quarterback.
Yeah. What's the last championship game Hurts played in? Did he play in?
When Tua come in for him or something?
But did he? I was going to ask if he played in a championship game in the Big 12
at Oklahoma. He might have played in the Big 12 championship.
game. He came off the bench and helped Alabama win the SEC title game the year after he was pulled for the national championship.
Yeah.
So, it's happened both ways.
The kid's a competitor into a winner. I'd want him on my team. I'd want both these quarterbacks. If you had a chance to get either one of them on your team, you'd sign them both up right now. They're both young studs. They kind of do it in a little different ways where, obviously nobody's Patrick Mahomes. He's a generational talent. But Jalen Hurts is kind of a throwback. He's an old school player. I wouldn't be surprised, and we'll get the Bet Saracen guy on tomorrow, but Jalen Hurts over 8 rushes or over 5 rushes, over 70 yards. I feel like he's going to use his legs a lot more than he has. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for 100 yards rushing.
Heck, some people thought he was going to turn into just like a Lamar Jackson kind of a quarterback. And it's like, look, Mark can throw, but he's a runner first and foremost. They built that running game around him. I feel like Hurts has grown into more of a passer.
He is. He's more of a Donovan McNabb style. He can run when he has to, and I know that's a Philly guy, but he's not Michael Vick, where you're saying Lamar Jackson is more of that Michael Vick, can be electric. Hurts is really just a downhill runner, one shake but get out of bounds, and he's not gonna run away from you like Vick or Lamar Jackson would.
Speaking of McNabb, who was it? Miles Sanders brought this up. Nick Sirianni called Philadelphia the greatest sports town in America the other day. I mean, what is the head coach of the Eagles supposed to say?
Right.
And it's a great sports town when you're winning. Miles Sanders pointed that out. He said more, it's like, yeah, they love you when you're doing well. And you remember McNabb, lost, was it 4 NFC championships? At least he lost 3 and lost a Super Bowl.
And he throwing up in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes to go in the game. Yeah, it's not a good look.
And the entire city was questioning his ability to compete. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what direction that relationship went after McNabb retired.
Philly's not the best sports city in the country.
There's a difference between, and I think claiming anybody is the best sports city of anything is kind of a tough.
Basketball team hasn't won. When was the last time the basketball team won? Daryl Dawkins? Get out of here.
It's all about when a team can. It's all about what happens when a team wins.
Philadelphia Flyers. They're
You know what Philadelphia is? It's an intense sports town. They will go in either direction. They will go when you're good. They're going to love you. They'll build a statue, and they'll be as rabid as anything, and they will show up.
They can be the most passionate fan base. We can say that. Yeah.
When they're losing, when they're not doing well, you don't even want to leave your house. Sirianni said something also, too, that I can't agree with. He says, yeah, you want them throwing snowballs at Santa Claus. Oh, we do? Ask that Santa Claus if he liked it. That's actually a stupid thing to say. All right, let's hit the break so we can get out of here in a moment.
It's like going the first time into LSU, and you're riding in on the bus, and you're going through their tailgate, or how are you going to the stadium, and you see the 38-year-old Cajun or 47-year-old, however old he is, with his little 8-year-old, whatever. He's probably not his son. Who knows? But then he flips the bird to the bus, and they high five, and you're like, I'm glad to see you teaching them right.
That's right. Teach them exactly how to act for the remainder of their lives. That's exactly right. Yeah. Ask Donovan McNabb if Philadelphia is the best sports city on earth. I don't know what he'll say. I honestly don't know what he'll say, but I would listen to the answer.
Boston's won a lot. If you're talking about winning the last 15, 20 years, they've won a lot. All sports.
Alyssa Orange from Pig Trail Nation to join us on halftime after this break.
Y'all ready for this?
Hey, this is Chuck Barrett, and I want you to know how excited I am to be part of the team at ESPN Arkansas.
We got coffee.
They might go by.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got coffee.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Ed Sheeran used to sing in the church choir, but now bad habits reveal his desire. The old saying goes, sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. God knows you can't overcome. That's why the faith that saves is trusting what Jesus has already done. There's nothing else you can say or use or do. Bad habits lead to doom. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Hi, I'm Mike Van Jr. with Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. You can count on my team to provide top quality pressure washing and exterior cleaning services for your property.
What all do you service?
Fence washing, gutter, or deep concrete cleaning for your home, commercial business, and more.
Do you have insurance?
Absolutely. We're covered with liability insurance, and we also use safe and effective wash methods, leaving your home or business looking brand new.
I guess I need to go to your website, mjmobilewash.com.
Or just give me a call at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all. When you stay overnight, you want the accommodations to feel comfortable and feel like home. Well, at Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, you get exactly that. You can check out all their locations at bphotels.com. They have locations in Fayetteville, Bentonville, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Conway, El Dorado, Arkadelphia, North Little Rock, Bryant, Hot Springs, Ardmore, Oklahoma, and coming soon to Kansas City. bphotels.com. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, looking forward to serving you in 2023.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yeah.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got puppies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Bet Online remains
minutes. Great to see playing that well on the road. Really makes you believe in what you're seeing now. It's 5 consecutive conference wins because it's against a team in Kentucky that might not have looked very good at times last night, but I think they didn't look very good because Arkansas made it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted to tweet that a little bit earlier in the second half, but I held off because I didn't want to jinx it. I didn't want to be that person, but I did look at Sawyer when we were watching the game, and I was like, this is the best I've seen this team completely play for a full 40 minutes, and that stood true when that game was over. And there have been some debate about that San Diego State game, but I think that this Arkansas team had it all clicking at once. And I think you're right, Phil. This was a Kentucky team that played on its heels the entire time while Arkansas was really in control. And when Kentucky would try to get back in, and Arkansas would be able to kind of hold them off. And that's something that we haven't seen from this team. And now that things are clicking for guys, especially offensively for Devo Davis in the last month, he's played such great defense. Now that offense is picking up. Anthony Black is playing like an NBA player. You have both Mitchell twins, who I don't know what was said between the two of them, but whatever happened for them to take it up a notch within the last month has been incredible to see. And those two guys playing well. We talked about it last week. Jordan Walsh at the end of games. You hit those three guys on the floor at the end of games, you're going to have success. And we saw that happen last night.
Alyssa, you bring that up, and who gets the game ball? You know, you could give it out to Anthony Black. Definitely controlled the game on both sides, but the game ball goes to the Mitchell brothers on what they did on that defensive end. Sheway was a non-factor for all 31 minutes he was on the floor. I mean, what an impressive performance.
And they really just listened to the scouting report. I mean, they just watched what Colin Castleton was able to do for Florida against Oscar Tshiebwe, holding them to only 4 points, and took notes. And it's great when you got both of them on the floor, or one subs out and the other one is in. And so Oscar Tshiebwe's not getting a break. He looks up and it's basically the same dude staring at him in the face. And for those guys to have the kind of performances they have, I think they were saying on the broadcast at one point in the game, 12 blocks in 2 games just for Mikal Mitchell alone. Incredible.
They're giving off a good vibe right now, Alyssa. I mean, I think that was evident in these last 40 minutes at Kentucky, and at times against South Carolina too. And I wonder, what would have happened if Carolina had completed that comeback on Saturday. If they would have been, because right now it looks like a team that's playing for each other, that has some chemistry to it,
confidence.
Yeah. I thought that was on display yesterday. And I don't mean this to come off the way that it might come off, with the whole idea of Nick Smith Jr. or anything. I don't want anything to get in the way of the chemistry of what you see right now, and right, because this is the way it looks like this team was meant to play right now. The way that they've made up, it's difficult to recreate that. Even if you add somebody that's really talented, like if he's healthy and everything, great. It's just, I don't know. I like the way they're playing right now.
Right. What's the old adage? If it's not broke, don't fix it. Everyone wants to see Nick Smith Jr. play again. No one is rooting against him, right? But you're absolutely right. What do you do? Because there's got to be a subtraction to that addition. And so where does that subtraction come from? And the way that they're playing right now, it's almost like we watched this team take a month to figure out where to pick up the pieces without Nick Smith Jr. Devo kind of stepping up and saying, you know what, I am a leader, when people like me quite frankly question whether he could be that person or not. We've seen that from him. Anthony Black, we've seen that from him. So now that they've figured it out, and now you add Nick Smith Jr. back into the mix, where does everything just kind of equal itself out? And can they sustain what they've been able to put together these last 5 games? With him still on the court. It's not that they won't find success, but is there going to be a little bit of a lull again while they try to figure out roles once he comes back? It'll be really interesting to see.
I don't know if he comes back. I mean, you welcome him with open arms. I don't know that he comes back is the thing. I mean, Musselman is not going to play him till he practices. I mean, I'd have to think that he'd be at practice before he's going to play. But that being said, let's talk about the players that are playing. And Anthony Black, Devo Davis, Ricky Council, those are the guards that are going to take us where we need to go if we get some help from the big men. I thought Ricky Council's 20 was a quiet 20, just a very pretty, easy 20. Man, I was really impressed with how Ricky played.
Oh, yeah, Ricky is incredible. And he's kind of been it's been nice to see him still have an impact, even when the focus is on guys like Devo and Anthony Black. And can we also talk about the fact that Devo Davis is the only person on that team that has ever played in Rupp Arena, ever.
Wow.
And they were able to leave with a win. Kamani was there, but Kamani didn't play much. And that's what was also impressive. It didn't faze those guys walking into that arena, into that environment. And they acted like they've been there before. And that was really cool to see. But yeah, you're right. Ricky played really, really well.
Alyssa, they seem like they were the hunter and not the hunted, where it seems like they kind of had that bullseye the first part of the season where they were the ones getting hunted, and they just kind of flipped the script, and they were the hunters last night.
They were, and we'll see if they're able to keep that kind of chip on their shoulder, because they had something to prove a month ago, and now that they've won 5 straight conference games, and obviously you take that game with Baylor out, and that's a 5-game win streak. Can you now keep that edge with the last couple of games remaining down the stretch here? What is it? I think 7 games left in the non-conference or in conference play before the tournament starts. Can you keep that edge and chip on your shoulder? Because you've got some big teams coming up here. You got to play A&M. You got to play Tennessee. You've got to play Kentucky again at home. You can't slip up against Mississippi State. We'll see how they do.
All right, so on the men's side, You're seeing Mikal Mitchell emerge. I mean, this is not a one-off game now. He's emerged. Jordan Walsh seems to have this sixth-man role.
His rhythm's coming,
which I think he fits very well. Jalen Graham, I mean, was one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, Arkansas beat South Carolina. So he's kind of become not someone you can count on, but
he's that seventh man. He's sprinkling him in.
What does the women's team need to happen to get on the same sort of run that we're seeing from the men's team? Because there needs to be like a little. I'm questioning the depth a little bit on the women's side right now.
Yeah, hosting Mike Neighbors' luncheon yesterday afternoon, and confidence was a big word that he continued to say. You look at Erin and what Erin's able to do, and she puts up 37 points in their loss to Ole Miss. I mean, you can't ask more from Erin than that. But she's got to have, people around her. And with Jersey and with Miriam, it's confidence and getting that confidence. And, Emery Ellis is someone that he talks about too, getting Emery more involved down there to kind of help Erin out. Because, this is the point of the season where you don't want to tire people out. So can they get some confidence in players like Jersey and Miriam to counter with Erin, and then it's just a consistency thing with Sam and Michaela and Sailor, and getting Sailor more involved offensively, even though she does a lot that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. It's just building some consistency and some confidence with this team. But Mike Neighbors also pointed out yesterday, Phil, and again, we're at a luncheon, so take it as you will, but this is a team that's, he doesn't really want his team to quote-unquote peak right now, because they have peaked at this time in years past and haven't had success in the postseason. So not saying you want to lose games, but at the same time, can the women make a surge? Because they're not making a surge now. It'll be, hindsight's 2020. We can talk about this when the season is over, but it'll be interesting to see, okay, this was an Arkansas team that wasn't quite there yet in February, but was all the way there in March when it mattered.
Yeah, I think if they're going to go anywhere in March, I feel like there are similarities between Sailor Poffenbarger and Jordan Walsh, in the idea that they do a lot of things that might not show up on the box score just because of the energy that they play and the body type and all of that. But every once in a while they'll disappear offensively, and that there's a lot of talent there to put the ball in the hole on both sides. Like, they both can shoot from the outside. It just doesn't happen every game. They both can get to the rack. It doesn't happen every game. More consistent scoring from either one of them, man, would go a long way.
Can I ask you this? Does Poffenbarger, does she get to handle the ball a lot, or does she have to have the ball come to her?
She will bring it up sometimes. She's a good ball handler.
Yeah. Sometimes.
She's not the primary ball handler on the team.
Yep. And so, you look at Arkansas, and Mike Neighbors said this yesterday, you kind of have to go back and forth when you look at the way that they've put this team together in the rebounds and the turnover margin. You got to be able to win one of those, and they sacrificed a little bit of the ball handling to get some size so that they can get some rebounds, but then, you're winning the rebounds, but you can't lose the turnover battle, so it's a little bit of both. He's looking for his size, like I said, with Jersey and Miriam, to have some confidence, but your ball handlers like Michaela Daniels and Samaria Spencer, they just need to be able to take care of the ball.
And a couple more minutes here with Alyssa Orange from Pig Trail Nation. Shannon texted us reminding us softball season starts this weekend.
Yes.
We're like a couple days away.
Yes.
5 games in Vegas. Don't peak in February for softball, right?
Right, but you want to see this number 6 team in the country get off to a great start. Super excited about this team. So much talent. You have Shanice Dells back in the circle, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch her. We're putting together a 30-minute softball preseason special that we're going to air tomorrow at 6:30, and that's a quick Pig Trail Nation plug. But it's the first time we've ever done a preseason special for softball, but they deserve it. This is a team that is on the rise, getting a lot of national recognition. They are back-to-back SEC champions, and they're 1 game away from going to the Women's College World Series a year ago. And I believe Courtney Deifel is 7 wins away from the program record of all-time wins. And so sit back and relax and get ready to watch this Arkansas softball team, because they are going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, Courtney's easy to root for, too. She really is.
Exactly, yes.
I had to ask a relationship question with Valentine's Day coming up here, and you're married with 2 kids, so I'm assuming I asked a question about how long do you leave clean clothes in the dryer and just pull a shirt each day, a pair of pants, and all that kind of stuff. But with as many people as the clothes are getting washed inside your house, are you just pulling clean clothing out of a clean hamper? Because it's pretty difficult to just fold and put away unless you actually plan for that time.
Yeah. So I have kind of made it a routine with my son and my daughter's clothes that during the mornings when they're at school and Saul's already at work, I'll turn on a Dateline podcast or some murder mystery podcast, and I'll listen to it while I put their clothes away. So I have a routine. However, my clothes could sit in the dryer for a week until Saul finally said, I think he did it this week, he was like, Alyssa, these are your clothes, and he put them in a basket, and he just set them on the floor.
What, he can't fold them for you? This is 2023, Saul. It's easy to fold clothes.
They're still on the floor, I think. So I put everyone else's clothes ahead of my clothes. Saul is one of the ones where it's like washer, dryer, are in the closet, like boom, boom, boom. He's got it down to a science, but he won't touch my clothes. So.
Alyssa, that's interesting. So I'll do forensic files whenever I got some stuff going on. Like so
whenever you're washing your delicates, man.
Well, doing my soup, but it's like there's like something soothing in the voice.
Yes.
The way they're
I'm just sitting here listening to Investigation Discovery Channel while I clean the house.
Right? Yeah.
Oh man, I could just picture you. You see. This whole radio thing, eventually you're going to be one of the narrators on one of these Forensic Files podcasts. You have that kind of voice. You just don't realize it yet. Alyssa, we'll leave it there. I appreciate you. It's always fun talking with you. Have a great rest of the week. I know we'll get together soon and talk some baseball, okay?
Absolutely. Looking forward to it, guys. Have a good one.
Alyssa Orange, Pig Trail Nation, with us every Wednesday right about here on Halftime. We are brought to you by Crabtree RV Center in Alma. That's the dealership that served you for the last 70 years on 17 acres with a 26,000-foot showroom floor conveniently located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, right beside the Cracker Barrel. Crabtree RV Center, giving every family the best experience from choosing the right RV for your adventures, and the service and parts department can take care of you with anything you need in between. That's Crabtree RV, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years and 4 generations. You can find the inventory and all sorts of information at crabtreerv.com. Open phone lines for the next segment, 877-377-6963 for halftime.
While most of us are familiar with the opioid epidemic, we forget about the threat we faced for decades, methamphetamine. Meth is our biggest drug threat, and the number of people dying each year continues to grow. It's destroying our communities. You know, you've seen it. It might not have been your kid or your parent, but it was someone you know. To find ways to help, go to meovermeth.org. Choose your community. Choose your family. Choose yourself. I choose me over meth.
This message is sponsored by the North Arkansas Partnership for Health Education and the Me Over Meth grant.
With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. And with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
At Crane Used Cars on 71 South, it's a new year, and Joe Pulliam, dealer-operator, has bigger and better deals for 2023. Like up to $2,023 more for your trade. That's right, up to $2,023 over Black Book, with a great selection of certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by the Crane Commitment. 100-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Joe knows customer service with a 5-star rated service before and after the sale. So come see Joe at the Crane Used Car Supercenter, 8200 Highway 71 South, Fort Smith.
Roses are red, violets are blue. If I had your bank account, I'd worry about alimony too. I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. Call today for a free consultation and ask about our special pricing for new divorce filings in February. 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
where can you get RV show pricing without the RV show crowd? Breen RV in Van Buren. This month only, we are paying your sales tax on all 22 trailers in stock. Save thousands from Forest River, Coachman, Keystone, and Thor. Don't worry about payments for 90 days. Get free maintenance for life and all of your state sales tax paid at Breen RV. Check out the new Sunray that weighs less than 2,000 pounds. Don't wait until spring. Come by Breen RV today and let us show you how easy it is to buy a new or used RV.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come get you some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all, from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience, specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
It's a new year. Why not put a new-to-you vehicle in your driveway? Road Chevrolet wants to buy your vehicle today, and that means you can get out of your old ride and into a great car, truck, or SUV from Road Chevrolet. In fact, trucks starting at only $14,482. Yeah, trucks starting at $14,482. Find new roads. Road Chevrolet, just off I-540 exit 2A Van Buren. Prices you'll love, people you can trust.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
Fly so swift, rain won't lift, gate won't close, the railing froze. Get your mind off wintertime, you ain't going nowhere.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, we're on the downslope towards the weekend now, right? More than halfway through the show on a Wednesday, so you can see Saturday approaching here. Open lines, 877-377-6963. We got a couple of callers on hold here. Brent is with us first. Good afternoon, Brent. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. Long time no talk.
I know, it's been a while. Missed your voice. What's new?
Oh, everything's. Hey, Phil, I got a question and a comment.
All right. Well, hopefully I've got an answer and then maybe a comment.
I'm going to some friends and I are going to Dallas to the Rangers to Global Life Park to the tournament February 17th. Are you going to be there? Are you going to be there? Or are you going to be doing women's basketball?
I will be with the women's basketball team. We'll travel next Saturday to Athens and then play the Bulldogs at the Stegman Coliseum that Sunday when the baseball team wraps up the weekend in Arlington. So I'll miss those 3 games.
Is Bubba going to be there?
Bubba's doing those games with Brett Dolan. Yes, he will be there.
Oh, okay, great. I'll get to because we're staying right there at the Lowe's Hotel at Texas Live. I believe that's where the team
that's right next door to the stadium.
Right. That's where we stay when we go to the Cowboys games. It's awesome. Just walk across the parking lot.
Is that I've never been inside the Texas Live thing because, I mean, it's like there's LA, there's all these live complexes across the country. And I don't know. I mean, I'm just not a go-out kind of a person most of the time, but you're staying there, so I'm assuming that you're drinking in the atmosphere and maybe some other stuff.
Oh yeah, drinking in the atmosphere, and there's just a lot of. I'm not a big enjoyer of. alcoholic products, but I'm not opposed to anybody that does.
You can still enjoy atmosphere.
Oh yeah, enjoy atmosphere. You got all kinds of different. You can get barbecue, Mexican food, any type food you want. There's any type restaurant on demand in that live.
And you have to drive there after the game too, because it's right next door.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to drive. And I'm just going to tell you, last night the Hogs against Kentucky, the Hogs put a beat down on Kentucky that soap and water wouldn't wash off. Kentucky is done. John Calipari is done. I don't know. You saw the game, right?
That was fun.
I don't know if they're done. I mean, they were playing. They were playing well. They were playing well. Even in the first half, they couldn't stop Arkansas from scoring, but they could score too. I don't know if Kentucky's done, but they certainly were slowed down by the Hogs last night.
How I come up with that? Just look at Kentucky's bench. Yet last night you had some guys with their hoods up over their head, some guys with their hoods down. Looked like they were very disinterested.
One of those kids, who was it? Was it Wheeler? He looked like he was freezing, like he was shivering inside that zip up that he had all the way up to his neck.
If I was as bad a player as Xavier Wheeler, I'd be freezing too.
I don't know how bad he is.
What is he? Georgia?
Fifth all time in assists in the SEC.
I don't know how he made it that high, but he's still not very good.
Well, he's there. Well, you got your question. You got your question, Brent. What's your comment? We got a couple other callers here.
I just wanted to comment about what a great game the Hogs played last night.
It was.
And
it was a great way to go to sleep, right? Go to sleep with a big, fat smile on your face after a win like that.
Oh, yeah, no question. All right, thank you.
Good to hear from you, Brent. Appreciate you. 877-377-6963. I was wondering where Eduardo's been. I hadn't gotten a text from Eduardo in a while, and here he is. Eduardo, you got a win over a hated rival last night. You know, baseball's got a chance to get a win over a hated rival in Texas next Friday. Which one means more to you?
I kind of go, right now with a hot team, and I'm going to go with a win last night in Rough Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, I grew up with a big rivalry with Arkansas, Texas. By the way, I think we're going to beat the Longhorns because year in and year out, we know the baseball hawk train, they come to play. And they're hard to beat. And we haven't won it all yet, but I'm waiting patiently. And we compete year in and year out against the best. But get to this game last night.
Yes.
When you talk about the recipe they brought to Rupp Arena, what was recipe number one? Attack the paint. What was it? 48 points in the paint. Give me more. And let me say this. Recipe number two, knock down your free throws. And I mean, they were knocking them down. And recipe number three, let's don't forget, tenacious defense. And when you can play those three ingredients, woo! I'll give a big woo on that. And when we left Rupp Arena last night, some trains, let me tell you about the whole basketball train. Some trains, they take you to San Antonio. Some trains, they take you to the deserts of Arizona. Some trains take you to the Great Rockies. And I think the bus train is headed to the big dance. We're going to Little Road.
Eduardo, it sounds like you've got a train going to the moon right now, man. I think the best ingredient. Ingredients create recipes. The top ingredient yesterday was how Arkansas bodied up Oscar Tshiebwe.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Physical. It was almost like you went into that game. Remember, Chuck was like, he's going to get his 10 rebounds, right? He's going to get something. He didn't get anything close to what he's used to getting. He was not. It's like, don't let the other guys beat you. This guy's going to have a great game. He didn't even. He disappeared.
He didn't look like a top 10 pick to me. I don't know what draft board has him as a top 10.
I don't either.
Yeah, he did not look like a top 10 pick to me.
Not at all. Yeah, it was tasty hog delight last night, Eduardo, for certain. And thank you for listening to our show. We got Cecil with us next. 877-377-6963. Cecil, how you doing?
What's up, fellas?
Just a happy day to be talking Razorback sports as long as you've got an umbrella.
Yeah, I keep it on 95.3 all day, all year long.
Smart man.
Yeah. Well, I want to make a few comments. I know the one that really made me call in when the guy before my boy just got off. I seem like every time I call over the years, I'm always right behind him or before him, right behind me. That's crazy.
You got to plan your calls better.
Yeah. But anyway, I was watching the game with the S. I had to watch LeBron and Jalen. Jalen played a great game, and then Isaiah popped in there as soon as he got in. He knocked Trey down. They're a really good team. They really quiet us ass because $35 million on the salary cap. They could have a super team right now because all these guys right now, they paying them the minimum. They great. Oh, this guy on the team is like 25 or 26.
Yeah, building for the future.
Yeah, and of course I was watching our Razorbacks. I had got fused a few years ago, so I was watching them back and Arkansas. The guy said what really made me call was the guy said that Kentucky was done, and I'm like, no, I don't want Kentucky done because I'm.
Cecil, you got a problem with your connection, either that or you're covering up your microphone with your face.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound a little bit better.
Okay, yeah, I said I want Kentucky not to be done because I have tickets for the March the 4th game, and I'm sitting right behind the team.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah,
They're not
hey,
done.
man.
They're not done.
Kentucky's not done.
Dad, if you ever enforce Smith, I need you to stop at my shop, Jazzco Graphics on Midland. And
Okay.
I have the ball. Corey is one of my best, and he gave me the Razorback ball when they beat Duke. And all the players got one, and he gave me that ball.
Heck yeah.
Now, I got a lot of autographs on it, though, but I definitely want you on there.
Absolutely, man. Anytime.
Man, don't forget, man, I love you, man. You is art box office still.
I love you back.
Cecil, appreciate
man,
you,
y'all
man.
have a blessed
yeah,
day.
you too. Yeah, have a great day, and we'll look forward to your next phone call here on halftime. All right, we're up against the break, so we've got to move on for a quick moment. Hey, the women's basketball team is on at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. It is televised. So get over to Joe's Grill and Cantina, home of half-price apps and half-price taps during every Razorback televised game. Basketball, baseball, football, what have you. When the Hogs are on TV and you're at Joe's Grill and Cantina, you get a front row seat to enjoy your favorite apps and your favorite beers and your favorite college program. That's Joe's Grill and Cantina. Not only half-price apps and taps during Razorback games, but that's their special every single Wednesday. So they got that going on right now at 3400 South 74th in Fort Smith, right across from the Harps. Open Tuesday through Saturday, joesfortsmith.com. You can download the Waiter app and put an order in there. 877-377-6963 for halftime. We'll wrap up hour number 2 right after this.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind everyone to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I'd also like to remind any current homeowners or individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify.
The homestead tax credit can save you up to $375 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Drs. Sparkman, Nanda, and Farmer give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confident, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, your home for inflation elimination. We're on a mission to make used cars affordable for everyone. Our live market value pricing ensures you always get a great deal, and Rath Road Ready Reconditioning makes sure you always get a great vehicle. This month, we're making it even easier with up to $3,300 extra for your trade and prices up to $4,700 below retail. We know a lot of people have been waiting for just the right time to buy, and this is it. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center. And for a real hedge against rising prices, ask about our exclusive Meineke Miles service contracts and prepaid maintenance products. They could save you another 20%. If you're ready to save some real money on a quality used vehicle and experience a better way to drive, call, click, or come by today. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, the home of inflation elimination, just north of Phoenix on Towson or online at rathauto.com.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Watch every Hog game this season at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, Ballpark Nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Are you needing new tires? Are you short on cash? Van Alma Tire can help you get back on the road. Come by Van Alma Tire and apply for caffeine. It only takes minutes to get approved, and you can get the tire or the service you need to get your vehicle back on the road. Top-of-the-line tires, brake service, and more. Van Alma Tire is here to help you. Located on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Must be 18 or older. Valid ID. Active checking account and income at least $1,000 per month.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
Meet me somewhere near the back, where the bouncers wanna tag.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Give them a call or send them a text at 877-377-6963. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Now, I asked the question earlier, what do you do with your clean clothes? You leave them in the dryer, or do you actually fold them and put them away? On Twitter, Nate has been introduced to the idea of a clean clothing hamper. You don't just have to have one for dirty clothing. It does work for clean clothing, too.
We'll get, absolutely. I got something on that, too. Yeah.
I'm going to get a phone call here from Nelson and Harrison. Hi, Nelson. Appreciate you holding through the break. What's up?
Hey, no problem, guys. I just wanted to say that was a great game last night. I mean, that's what Hog fans were expecting whenever we seen this recruiting class lined up and coming in, and I'm telling you guys, I mean, everybody's was off the ship. We haven't had a full roster, and we've played a good schedule. You don't have a top 30 net ranking and not played a decent schedule. You know, it's not like we're just beating up on the Sisters of the Poor. You know, I mean, we've had a few bad breaks with officiating, and I'm here to tell you, if Anthony Black cannot get a call when he's getting,
he got hammered a couple times,
absolutely mugged, I mean, the kid's going to end up hurt. It's ridiculous that they won't give him a call. I mean, you ain't giving him a call. The kid got mugged, and even on SEC Now last night, Patrick said that. He said, I'm not talking about Pat Bradley. I'm talking about from Florida. He said, that kid is getting hit all the time. So, I mean, I love the win. Anthony Black is making so much money. That kid is making so much money right now.
He can actually mean that right now and then in the near future, too.
Oh yeah, he's adding up though, guys. And the thing about it is he is accountable. When he was in this press conference last night, he said we had 11 turnovers and I had half of them. I got to fix that.
Well, he's right.
So or over half of them.
He's right about that.
You know, Go Hogs. Love the show, guys. Keep rocking. And, man, we got to carry this momentum. And whenever you say, you can't say Kentucky's down because Kentucky was on a 6-game winning streak.
Right.
We locked them down.
Right. Yeah, they're not done. They just looked done in the second half yesterday. Nelson, appreciate it. Yeah, they just looked done in the second half yesterday because Arkansas broke their will. That might not necessarily have anything to do with Kentucky's next ball game. And there's something that Nelson brought up there that is good to address right now. So, we use the idea that it was an excuse when coach or anybody would bring up the idea that you didn't have Nick Smith and you didn't have Trevor Brazile when you lost those 4 conference games in a row. Mm-hmm. I mean, what they're really saying at that time, too, maybe they don't mean it, but it's implied, this team needs some time to re-gel.
Recalibrate, yeah.
Yeah, without these guys.
Somebody's got to step up. We're finding out our identity, and we Devo kind of took over, and Anthony Black's making the plays. I mean, I've been an Anthony Black fan all year, but watching the SEC, I have not seen a better player, all-around basketball player. I've not seen an individual better at one certain skill set, but as an all-around basketball player, he's the best player I've seen in the SEC this year.
Well, you get Mississippi State next. They got a home game against LSU late tonight, and it'll be Saturday, of course. Meanwhile, we're into the third hour after this.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
Hey, this is Chad Warner, product manager for Booyah Bait Company in Fort Smith, Arkansas. The hottest swim jig on the Arkansas River right now is the Booyah Mobster. It was designed by the Muddy Water Mob, a bunch of river rats from Arkansas and Oklahoma, and it's winning tournaments on Dardanelle and Kerr like clockwork. If you're fishing submerged vegetation, water willow, lily pads, you need a Booyah Mobster to reel them in. Available at lurenet.com and tackle stores throughout Arkansas and Oklahoma, the Booyah Mobster.
Watch every Hog game this season at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, Ballpark Nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Call Phil Hicks in Greenwood or Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Hi, I'm Mike Van Jr. with Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. You can count on my team to provide top quality pressure washing and exterior cleaning services for your property.
What all do you service?
Fence washing, gutter, or deep concrete cleaning for your home, commercial business, and more.
Do you have insurance?
Absolutely. We're covered with liability insurance, and we also use safe and effective wash methods, leaving your home or business looking brand new.
I guess I need to go to your website, mjmobilewash.com.
Or just give me a call at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we could see the potential for some flooding rains as we will see moderate to heavy downpours at times today. Showers, a chance of some thunderstorms are high this afternoon, low 50s north, low 60s south. Showers and a chance of thunderstorms continuing tonight, overnight lows upper 30s to low 40s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Carco Auto Sales. Give them a call at 783-1722 or check them out online at buyfromcarco.com.
Here we go. From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3.
Well, this town is a pigskin paradise.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Matt Jones may take it to the house and the dunk.
Phil said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones. Produced by Matt Travis.
Hold the rope! Hold the rope! Hold the rope! I put my heart, dog. Let's go, man.
Probably as frustrated as I've been the first half.
Do we believe?
Second half, very happy.
Is vintage Matt Jones. Hold the rope! Hold the rope! Hold the rope! 1, 2, 3! 1, 2, 3! Turn that back, beautiful!
Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Two hours has gone by really quickly. It's only felt like 120 minutes, Matt.
Whoa.
I mean, it's gone by very fast. Faster than the vehicle that I saw spin out on I-40 on my way out to the show this morning.
Man, it's wild on the frontier.
It is. It hadn't stopped out there, man. It is a day-long deluge all across the state. I mean, we're talking inches of rain that are coming down today. So it's like we tried, remember with all the snow and the ice in the past couple of weeks, like be safe out there. But, you know, a lot of people stay off the roads in days like that. Day like this, people going to work. It's like a regular day. Be safe out there because today you go any faster than 75 in some cases. You know what that feels like.
I wonder how many times people actually take care of their car, get their tires rotated. How many times they get new tires, and they probably don't change them in the season. Then people drive. You know, it's the one thing I think, and you know, nobody cares what I think, but everybody over the age of at least 50, but everybody should have to take their driver's ed test every 7 years or so. Like you should because people don't know how to drive, and then it rains, and it's a mess.
Well, I don't want to know the answer of how many drivers out there actually have like bald tires or
they don't take care
of those
stuff.
things because on a daily, because I'm on the road so much right now. I'd rather not know and just be on alert 24/7. This is pretty much what it takes.
Fair enough.
9 days from the baseball season to start. 9 days. And we got a text in here. Was it Jeff? Jeff had some questions about the opening baseball weekend in Arlington and what he'd like to see out of the team. And I really was looking at the opponents that they get. I mean, it's all Big 12 opponents. You get the Texas Longhorns. I mean, an opening game with Arkansas v. Texas. Can it get any better than that? Well, how about
Does it count? Like the basketball game didn't count this year?
That counts.
This one count?
You're right about that. That's right. Yeah, the men's basketball team started their season with a non-countable loss that nobody saw.
Can't even see it.
Yeah, nobody saw that game. Except those that were inside the new Texas basketball facility. This one does count. It most certainly counts. But it's only 1 out of 55 regular season games. And I wonder how many people are going to see it because I think you're going to have like 25,000 people inside that stadium, if not more. I mean, it's a major league ballpark. I don't know exactly what Globe Life holds. I'm assuming it's in the high 40,000s, low 50,000s, being a new facility. But, I mean, like outside of the College World Series, and that stadium holds about 28,000 if I remember correctly. This will be the highest attended baseball weekend all across the college landscape. The first weekend. I love that. It's almost like
in the fire.
Well, it's almost like NASCAR and the Daytona 500, which they'll call the Super Bowl of auto racing, but it's the first weekend of their season, so it doesn't decide who wins the championship. It's just a lot of glory goes there. This is the first of 15 weekends of college baseball, so it doesn't determine the way the season goes. Heck, I remember, the one year that Arkansas lost or not advanced to the NCAA tournament with Dave as the head coach, they went 3-0 in Houston in a major league ballpark against big-time program. They went 3-0 against those programs, and just wasn't a really good team that year. That was kind of a mirage. So first weekend, it's just the first weekend. But, I mean, you get Texas, team that advanced to Omaha last year.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how good are the teams we're playing this year to start it off? Are they all expected to be tourney teams?
Well, Texas is going to be very good.
Yeah.
I don't know how good TCU is going to be. It's the second year under Kirk Sarloos, their head coach. And they were bounced out in the regionals last year, but on an annual basis, that is one of the better
They're
programs.
pretty good. Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
And then Oklahoma State is a really good program that is going to be looking for revenge. I mean, you're not going to get revenge by playing Arkansas on a Sunday in Arlington when the Razorbacks knocked Oklahoma State out of the baseball postseason in Stillwater last year.
That was some sick games. I mean, just overscoring each other. That's
exactly what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was caveman baseball.
That's about all the baseball I saw last year of the Hogs. Yeah, so I'm excited. I can hear it in your voice. I'm excited to watch them play more this year.
Well, I mean, it's on Flow Sports, so I'm gonna have to find. I'm just gonna listen to Brett and to Bubba as much as I can, as I know sooner or later they're just gonna try to make fun of me whenever they get the opportunity to. But I mean, why not? It's okay. What do I want to see from the team? I mean, I've been through some of these things quite a bit. I'm interested in who is going to start at shortstop, and whether or not John Bolton or Harold Cole play every game at shortstop that weekend, because Davis said they'll both play. I'm also interested to see how Dave utilizes the bench for that weekend. So, I mean, look, we understand it's a team that's going to pitch. They've got a lot of great talent on this team as far as arms are concerned. And they got a great-looking lineup. I think this team's going to hit. I've already brought up my questions about in the field, glove work. One thing that I think about this team that might stand out compared to some other years, I think there's a lot of depth of hitting. Just not necessarily like they know what position to put some of these guys in. But I think there are a lot of bats off the bench that they would give an opportunity to hit in a 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th inning of a close ball game. And that also, because you've got righties and lefties that can come off the bench, you can mix and match.
And you mean as a sub to play defensive too, not just as a one-off where you come in and pinch hit, like you got to go back out onto the field after that, right?
Well, and that leads to another aspect of one thing I brought up a couple of weeks ago, Matt. Like you can use a guy to just pinch hit. He doesn't have to go in the field necessarily. You can put somebody else in the field.
I got you.
But you're probably going to have to move someone else over to that position. Brady Slavens played third base in a few of these scrimmages recently. I didn't realize Brady played a lot of third base in JUCO. I thought he played a little shortstop, little outfield, but he played some third base. He's going to be your first baseman, but don't be surprised if Slavens moves over to third base late innings because they wanted to get somebody an at-bat for whomever it was that started at third base, move Brady over there, make a change at first base. So, I mean, that is one thing that I feel I know is I think Dave views this team differently than some of the others where I think he'll be a little more free with pinch hit opportunities for guys that might not start. Like, I'm not really sure if Jason Jones is going to start very much at third base right now because I think Caleb Cali is going to take that job. But I also think that Jones has the kind of bat where they might want to get him an opportunity to hit, and it might be in a pinch. And I think he's got the kind of pop and the kind of, I've only seen him hit in some of the scrimmages, but the kind of run production, I think is what they picture him. Just not sure the position or if he's ready to start at third base, but he can hit in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th inning. So that is one thing I'm kind of looking at because I think that there might be a little bit of there's always going to be a Swiss Army knife aspect to the way that these guys play because
I love it.
Most players that come to Arkansas were shortstops.
Yeah.
So they got to have to learn another position. I think this team is maybe a little different than that, and it's not like you have an infield full of shortstops. Like last year, Moore could play short. Heck, you could have seen Caden Wallace play shortstop. He's that good in the field. And then Battles was the best of anybody at that position in there. I don't know if this is that kind of team necessarily, but I think he's confident enough in their ability to hit off the bench, and that's why you've seen Brady try third base. That's why you can move Stovall from second base to first base in that position. That's how you can get, John Bolton, if he's not starting at shortstop in a game and Cole does, he comes in late to either play second or shortstop. So there is a bit of a Swiss Army knife feel to them.
Yeah, you play shortstop in high school. That's a lot of tight ends. They might be quarterbacks or different positions in high school, and then they get to college or the pros, and you kind of see them shift over. Number 9, man, I think Zlatan Ibrahimovic He's Mr. Sweden, all right? And so Olympic Jordan always, that's how you get to number 9. But Zlatan, he's one of the best soccer players ever in the world.
What's that last name again?
Ibrahimovic.
That's really good.
And so he when I tell you this, he played for Ajax, Barcelona, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, where Messi plays, Man United. So that would be like Anthony Black playing at Arkansas. Then next year saying, I'm going to go play at Kentucky. Then next year going to play at Kansas. Then next year going to play at Duke. All he's doing is playing for the best and the best of the world, like just absolutely. But so he goes to LA Galaxy, and this is funny story. And before he's even played a game, he takes out an ad on the back paper of the LA Times, whatever the number 1 paper is, and all it does is says, "You're welcome."
Did he live up to it?
Absolutely. Scored like a 50-yard shot on his first touch almost. Like, just, he's a soccer god, is what you said. Like, dude, he's just, if you know anything, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is just somebody. He's absolutely one of the most phenomenal talents. They said, when will America be good at soccer? He goes, I'm married. The only way y'all will be good is if y'all stud me out. You know, like, he's like, but my wife won't like that because I'm married. But like, he's really like, he's funny. I'm trying to think, like, he would be like a WCW wrestler, that type of Pat McAfee. Like, that's his personality. Like, he's out of control.
Hopefully he doesn't shout Tutters 15 times in a Pro Bowl broadcast.
He's not that goofy, though. He's more Pat McAfee's more show than less athlete. Zlatan's way more athletic.
Mark and Brandon wanted to know, where is Kendall Diggs going to play? I mean, this is also a big topic for the baseball team. It's not if Diggs can hit, because the kid can hit. I actually think he's going to mash at some point for this team. It's a matter of what position does he play, or does he even play a position? Because Kendall Diggs very well could be the designated hitter, and maybe like a full-time designated hitter. But I don't know where he'll play in the field. He's done a little bit at third base, a little bit of first base. Might want to try him in the corner outfield spot for some moments, but I think you'd have to pull him out of games for defensive purposes in a close game. He has the kind of bat that right now screams designated hitter. But I think you want his bat in the lineup. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Number 9, Ted Williams. Or number
Teddy
9.
Williams.
I can tell you that one because I have a Ted Williams Red Sox
jersey. The Red Sox, yeah. I like it.
The greatest hitter of all time. I truly think Ted Williams is the greatest hitter of all time. And somebody that played in one World Series? I think he played in one World Series.
Did he get hurt? I read a book. Remember seeing something like his first one. They threw a ball at him and hit him in the head, like his first time ever at the World Series.
No, you know what happened to him? This was before Championship Series. His team won the pennant, and they had, I think it was a few days before the World Series started. So in order to keep them sharp, the Red Sox owner brought in like an all-star team to play against the Sox. Mm-hmm. I think Ted Williams might have cracked his elbow on the outfield fence in one of those games. Yeah. It wasn't right for the World Series. Yeah. Interesting moments. All right, Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio joining halftime next.
Y'all ready for this?
This is the Gimme the Hogs Chuck podcast presented by Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company.
Dak Prescott is a very, very good quarterback. I don't know that he's the guy that's going to take him to the Super Bowl. I know people talk about the head coach. They talk about receivers. They talk about the GM at Dallas. They debate Jerry. You've got to go get a quarterback that's capable of taking you to a Super Bowl championship.
Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to your favorite shows.
Have a loan with a variable to balloon rate? That might be a problem if it's due to reprice soon. Let Farm Credit fix your problem with a long-term fixed interest rate loan. Farm Credit's terms are the longest in the ag industry, ensuring you'll have peace of mind for years to come. At Farm Credit, you have nothing to lose. When rates begin to drop, you can easily readjust your rate again with no refinancing application, no new appraisals, no new title work. We make it simple. Find a Farm Credit office near you at myaglender.com. Equal housing lender.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
At Southern Tire Mart, we look out for you and your vehicle. Come visit us for America's most trusted brands like Michelin Tires, and top-of-the-line service. You can depend on Southern Tire Mart and Michelin tires to keep you rolling. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith, for Michelin tires that fit your needs and service that cares for you like family.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Drs. Sparkman, Nanda, and Farmer give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confident, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building your next fence. The Fence Man recently built new gates for my existing fence. The whole process was easy, quick, and most importantly, affordable. Plus, 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit is now available with The Fence Man. If you need a new fence, gate, or anything that involves a fence, call The Fence Man, 479-782-3936. That's 782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey! Feels good to shake a hand and hug a friend. I can hear the music in the streets again.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Time to talk with Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio, the king of college football talk, and he usually joins us right about this time every Wednesday. Bill, how you doing today, man? What's up?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Doing all right. We've everybody's fired up here about Arkansas beating Kentucky last night. I don't know if you had your eyes on that game very much, but they punked him in the second half. Looked really, really good. I don't think Kentucky's dead at all. I just think Arkansas ran right past them. You know, at the end of the season, though, they get at Alabama and at Tennessee, and it certainly appears those are the two best teams in the league. But Arkansas was just the better team over Kentucky yesterday, and I think Kentucky's played well of late.
Yeah, and SEC played. They had been playing good ball, and they did have a night. It kind of turned it around a little bit when they went to Tennessee and won. And they're still, by their standards, really limited when it comes to scores. They have Shigwe, obviously, and then somebody in the perimeter might get hot. Shamir Wheeler has been a problem for them most of the year. He's played well at times, but he's been more of a problem. He can't shoot a lick. So it's been a tough year. But, no, I'm not surprised Arkansas went in there and won that game. Arkansas is better than Kentucky this year.
Can you see any way Kentucky gets any kind of a roll going? Because there's some talent there. Like you said, they've been playing well, too. They're not a consistent Kentucky team, though. But do you think that – no. I mean, look, they looked good last year. They went 1-out against St. Peter's. This team isn't as good as last year's team. But you never know when it comes to March. That's what's weird about that tournament.
Yeah, they just don't score comfortably enough, though. Cason Wallace is a really good freshman who has a bright future. The Livingston kid's probably not ready consistently. They don't really have a post presence other than Shigwe. Collins can be good, but he's inconsistent. it's by their standard, they got a heck of a recruiting class. Sorry about that, whatever that is back there. Sorry about that noise, but there's a lot of people. There's a lot of Kentucky fans here, and we're in Middle Tennessee, maybe an hour from the border, and there's a lot of people not real high on Cal.
Tell me what their feeling is, though, about Tennessee and regular season Rick, as they like to call him at times. Because, I mean, it's another one of those years where they're playing well enough, probably end up with a pretty good seed no matter what. What's the feeling in Tennessee? I mean, that's a fan base that's used to winning national titles and getting to the Final Four for the women's team. But what about on the men's side? Is there pressure on Rick Barnes to take that team actually to a Final Four?
No, not at all. I mean, they'd love to have it, but and basketball is popular here, but nothing obviously like football. And now that baseball's good at Tennessee for the first time in a while, that's got everybody excited. A week from this Friday coming up, but obviously they're going to get to the tournament. They're going to have a high seed, and they'll probably flame out early. Offensively, it sounds like I'm talking a little bit about Kentucky. They can get into horrific droughts, and they really don't have, as good as they play defensively. You saw that Auburn game, low-scoring game. They really don't have that one go-to guy. If you have to have a bucket, guys, I just hop on my back. I'm going to take you home. I don't know that guy is identified for them.
I do want to ask you about this Super Bowl coming up, and do you? I'm not saying I'm not a Jalen Hurts fan, because I am, and I think he's gotten better. I don't know if he's ready, if he's going to be able to have that moment. I do think he has a good team around him, but I'm not seeing what everybody else is seeing. I think Kansas City wins this game and wins it comfortably.
I remember his last year at Alabama before he transferred to Oklahoma. There was a spring game, and not that I place any emphasis on the spring game, where he couldn't complete a pass. It was awful. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was. You could have been, running routes on grass against nobody. And now look at what has happened. It's an amazing story. Is he ready for prime time against a surefire Hall of Fame quarterback? That's your question, I think. And boy, now they have. I think top to bottom they have the better team. And again, I don't watch a whole lot of NFL, but top to bottom, I think they have the better personnel. But boy, he pulls this one off. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but you have a constant battle between Oklahoma and Alabama fans on social media.
I wanted to ask you about that. Yeah, what do you think? Because both want to claim him. I don't see anything wrong with both programs and fan bases claiming him, honestly.
Yeah, it is funny. And if they win, that's going to be that battle is going to get heated up, right? If he's the Super Bowl champion replaced by Tua in a national championship game at halftime, that's a heck of a story. It's
that question, Matt, that every professional athlete that's going to go into a Hall of Fame that's played for multiple franchises is asked, what hat do you want on? And they don't get to answer that, by the way. It's like the folks in Cooperstown are the ones that decide what hat you're wearing on that, but that's what they'll get asked. Nobody worries about that in college sports very much until like the last few years, because this is one of the few times where you get a guy who's had success with two programs. He didn't just leave Alabama because he wasn't getting because he didn't play any there. He wasn't going to play that last year, obviously, but he'd had some success at Alabama. Heck, he helped them win an SEC championship just coming off the bench. So this is a little unique.
It's very unique. And I do know this, though, guys. More importantly, I've got brisket and ribs ready for Super Bowl Sunday. So that's what I care about.
Do you ever smoke wings, Bill? You're a cow meat kind of a guy. Cow and pork. You ever smoke wings?
I have. It's just, you know what? As popular as they are, and I've got 5 boys and 2 girls, they don't really clamor for it. I mean, if I have it, they'll eat it, but it's always about the brisket and the ribs for them. Always supersedes wings.
I'm with you, Bill. I'm not a big wing guy as well. I saw this stat, and I just want to get your thoughts on this, that for over the last 20-plus years, LSU and Georgia have both had a player represent their team in the Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
So out of the last 20 years, which fan base, which Georgia or LSU's had more success in college football? If you had to grade Georgia, LSU, who would be 1 and who would be 2?
Well, if it's just pure numbers, You're just saying success just playing football,
Yeah, just
period?
saying the last 20 years because they both won national titles. I mean, LSU's won 2 or 3, Georgia's won 2. You know what? They both had a lot of success, but Georgia had those 10 years with Mark Richt where they kind of Ricky Barnes did up there. They just didn't. They were just kind of regular season, but no real fight to them, and had a lot of talent, but couldn't win it. And then LSU, up and down a lot. I just didn't know who you thought had the better run.
Well, LSU, before Brian Kelly, their 4 coaches, Les Miles, Saban before him, obviously Coach O, all of them, I should say, three head coaches, all won national championships, 03, 07, and in 19. That's a hard one to debate because Georgia going back-to-back is historic.
Yeah.
That's basically impossible to do. It's happened, but it's rare, and they're going to be favored to three-peat. So, boy, that's like, again, guys, let's go back. Hope I don't make people mad. That's like beauty contest, and it's Miss Brazil and Miss Sweden.
They're 1A and 1B. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
you
what
flip
do you
a
say?
coin. Yeah, that's they're both in that top tier, blue chip, top of the pyramid.
Right.
Georgia and LSU both.
They all
are,
end up
yeah.
fighting over who gets A and who gets B, even if they have the one next to them.
Right.
They're just going to compete about that
Right.
anyway. So the big record broken yesterday by LeBron, and I was kind of wondering, like, some of the unbreakable records in sports. College football, Ron Dayne's career rushing record is never going to be touched. True or false?
What's the number? I don't even know
Is
the
it over
number.
7,000?
7,125 yards. Dorset is next at 6,526. But, I mean, Dane played for, was it 3 or 4 years?
No running back's going to play 4 years.
That's the thing. No one's going to play 4 years, and nobody runs the ball quite that much. So I feel like Dane's record might be untouchable.
You'd have to have a huge freshman year to start with, and then you couldn't have a slump after that. And most running backs will hit a slump somewhere in there after a really big year, and maybe it's an injury.
Well,
maybe it's a year where he's banged up or something.
And Bill, yeah, 2000. But Bill, I think just the way the game's changed, where if you could add if you could add the receiving yards with the running back, then maybe they could get there because they're asked to catch the ball. Bill, even when I played, we had running backs that you didn't throw the ball to out of the backfield, but nowadays you have to. You have to be able to catch.
You almost ran for that many yards yourself.
Well, I mean, Dane had
I remember.
Dane had 2 seasons of 2,000 yards, just like you're saying, his freshman year, his senior year. But that's the idea. One, that any freshman is going to come in ready to run for 2,000 yards.
It's Adrian Peterson, maybe the last one I could think of.
And 2, that the same guy is still playing 4 years later. Like, no way.
Yeah, it's that would, because you got to turn pro. That position is certainly finite with the number of bullets you have in your holster. You got to turn pro. So no way.
Let's see here. Coordinators: Alabama, Tommy Rees, Kevin Steele. Boy, the Kevin Steele story. You want to talk about like an interesting narrative here. Defensive coordinator wants to be head coach at Auburn. He and the boosters blow things up there. 3 years later, he's the defensive coordinator at Alabama. Again, this is it's kind of funny if it wasn't true.
Well, yeah, third time at Alabama. I've known Kevin since he was a DB coach at Tennessee in like 1988. He was a walk-on there, actually. And he'd been a lot of places. Remember, he's the head coach at Baylor, and that did not work out well. He's been at LSU. He's been at Florida State, Tennessee. Remember, not long ago, he sat up there at Tennessee for about 2 weeks because they told him he'd be on the staff, and they paid him $900K to be there about 3 weeks, and then they came in and cleaned house. Remember that? That wasn't long ago.
I'd forgotten
Just
about
a couple
that.
of years ago.
Easiest money ever made.
Seriously. I mean, he's a good dude. You know how Saban, Scott, and a lot of coaches have this one-voice rule, and you can't talk to the media. Last time when Kevin Steele was here, he called me every day. We talked every day. It was so funny.
Would Nick have known that he was doing that at that moment?
No, and I put that out on the radio because I didn't know he'd ever get called again. So probably that's going to get back.
It'll get back to him, but I don't think he'll. I don't think he's going to lose his gig over that. No, not at all.
Yeah.
All right, Bill. We always appreciate you hopping on.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck with the grilling on Sunday. Okay.
I will. Yeah, I will.
You got
Thank
it. Bill King, Nashville Sports Radio, the king of college football talk, joining us every Wednesday here on Halftime. And we're brought to you by WT Equipment. They have 8 locations serving their customers across our Arkansas and North Louisiana listening audience. Newest locations in Searcy. WT Equipment is an authorized New Holland agriculture and construction equipment dealership. They offer equipment sales, service, and parts. So whether you're needing equipment to be ready for harvest or putting up your hay this upcoming summer, WT Equipment is your source. You might be in the market for compact track loaders or excavators. Well, WT Equipment has it at one of their 8 locations. They got a large selection of new and pre-owned inventory. So when you're ready to invest in agriculture or construction equipment, please stop by your nearest WT Equipment location. Also online at WTEquip.com. More halftime. We're into the home stretch, and it's still wet outside. Stay with us.
Joe Klein here for Bet Saracen, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
You bet it is, Joe, which means Bet Saracen has everything you're looking for and more right there on your cell phone.
Now everyone can get in the game and follow your favorite team.
And that's right on the money. If putting down a little wager makes your favorite game a little more exciting, we'll go to the App Store.
Bad habits lead to doom. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sacalé, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Ed Sheeran used to sing in the church choir, but now bad habits reveal his desire. The old saying goes, sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. God knows you can't overcome. That's why the faith that saves is trusting what Jesus has already done. There's nothing else you can say or use or do. Bad habits lead to doom. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it. Hi, I'm Mike Van Jr. with Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. You can count on my team to provide top quality pressure washing and exterior cleaning services for your property.
What all do you service?
Fence washing, gutter, or deep concrete cleaning for your home, commercial business, and more.
Do you have insurance?
Absolutely. We're covered with liability insurance, and we also use safe and effective wash methods, leaving your home or business looking brand new.
I guess I need to go to your website, mjmobilewash.com.
Or just give me a call at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all. When you stay overnight, you want the accommodations to feel comfortable and feel like home. Well, at Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, you get exactly that. You can check out all their locations at bphotels.com. They have locations in Fayetteville, Bentonville, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Conway, El Dorado, Arkadelphia, North Little Rock, Bryant, Hot Springs, Ardmore, Oklahoma, and coming soon to Kansas City. bphotels.com. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, looking forward to serving you in 2023.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yeah.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man.
I had not seen this photo from Matty T's wedding album, which I believe is on the Facebook. Christian showed us this photo earlier. I don't know how many people would actually do something like this, but Matty is an adventurous sort of person. You saw the photo, right, Matt? What kind of a snake was that, Christian?
Dead snake. Only good snake's a dead snake. That's what Paul.
As far as I'm concerned, it looked like an anaconda.
Well, it was huge.
Yeah.
The thing was huge. I mean, it looked like it belonged on... like on Rihanna at a halftime show or something like that, or
maybe a king snake. I don't know.
It was frightening.
Had a real estate agent say the only time I like a snake if it comes in a belt and a size 9 shoe.
Well, the snake that was wrapped around Matty's shoulder with his,
could have made 12 shoes.
His now wife looking at him with a huge smile on her face as to say, "Oh, aren't they cute together?" Yeah, that snake could have wrapped around Matty like 4 times for its own belt, a living belt.
It looked like Yellow Yoshi on Mario World. You know, when you can get the different color Yoshis, and it looked like big yellow Yoshi. I don't know what you say there, but yeah, it looked like Yellow Yoshi.
I don't know many people that would get married with a snake on their shoulders, and then let everybody else know about it too. We're getting texts from Matty telling us he misses us. I don't believe him for a minute.
I said I like it when you lie to me. Yeah, it's my favorite thing about you. Yeah,
I think he's lying to us because along with the
they're about to get on the boat.
I miss you. Yeah. He's at a beach with a drink.
They are.
And
it's
Mexico. Beautiful there, and it's raining here, and we don't have a drink, and we're not on a beach. So I think he's playing with us.
Fair enough. I'm glad he's having a good time.
I'm pretty sure he's playing with us.
I'll be excited to hear the stories when he gets back.
Well, he might not ever want to come back.
If he comes
back,
want
to stay there on that beach for the rest of the time.
You know, it's
sooner or later the honeymoon does end.
Went out for a pack of smokes. Haven't seen him again.
Are we past our honeymoon, Matt? How long have we been doing this show together?
We don't even have 100 shows yet. I don't think
it's how long is
close to 100? October 17th.
How long is the glow supposed to last in a new relationship?
I don't even know if we got 5 in-person shows. Yeah. Oh, the glow's over. Yeah, the glow's over.
Right. I'm sure I upset you now that I've been in the studio for another day. Although I'm not the one who told you that you didn't look good today. I did not tell you that. That was Candy.
It just humbled me. It just brought me back down because I walked in all just like, man, I'm pretty good looking today. You know, I'm feeling good about myself. Got my workout in, eating my oatmeal and blueberries.
I'm going to tell you what, like when I walked into the studio today and I saw you sitting there in front of Maddie's desk, at your little chair,
doing my work
with your iPad up on your knees, and you're like folding yourself over a little. I'm like, that guy's got some energy with him today. I don't know what Candy's seeing here, but I mean, she's concerned.
It's fair enough. I love Candy to death. She helped me build my chair. So the chair I'm sitting in, she helped me put it together.
Candy's very good with building things. She wanted me to inform Tommy, who is supposed to be fishing at Gaston's, but I imagine it's not really fishing weather up there right now. So maybe he's listening. She is working on currently the cabinet. She's inside. She is actually inside of the cabinet. Candy fits inside some cabinets.
She's sharp. No, I'm telling you, she helped me. If it wasn't for her, I'd still be building this chair.
Well, remember, she wanted me to bring her my $430 set of tools that I won at our Christmas party.
Are they still in the box?
They are still in the box,
nice.
Still fully wrapped up, and I'm taping that box up again.
That's a Christmas.
So I'm not going to tape over the $400. It's a $430 value because eventually that thing's getting sold for $430. That's
right.
She wanted me to bring it in here for free.
Oh yeah, maybe a Bed Bath & Beyond gift card.
If that store's even open anymore.
You know what? So this is younger me. I was like, I need a new bed. So I went to Bed Bath & Beyond. I was going to buy a new bed, and they're like, we don't sell beds here. I was like, what do you mean?
What are you putting these sheets on here?
You're lying to me right at the beginning. You just started lying to me. Like, you can order beds, but we don't sell them. I was like, oh, so I had to go somewhere else,
Oh, man. It's a place to go get lost for a couple of...
great store, though. Yeah, not just I was...
Yeah, but they're about to go bankrupt, so how great can it necessarily be?
They start off lying. How's the relationship going to work when you're lying to me right at the very beginning?
That store's going to be relegated just to a famous old school line. That's it.
Them and Best Buys.
That's it. Home Depot's not going anywhere. But Bed Bath & Beyond's going bye-bye eventually. Ed in Mina texted in earlier in the show that he has said from the moment that he has seen Anthony Black, from the very moment that he saw him, Anthony Black will go down in history as the best point guard that has ever played for Arkansas. And he wonders if he's a prisoner of the moment here.
Well, when we had Mike Irwin on, and we were talking, and he was talking about Lee Mayberry and Anthony Black, and he said, yeah, what would we do if Anthony Black was here for 3 years? I was like, well, then we'd hang his jersey from the Raptors. Like if Anthony Black was here for 3 or 4 years, he would be we'd say Lee Mayberry and Anthony Black in the same sentence. Dude's an absolute stud. I mean, he's a lottery pick, no question about it. Best player I've seen, and I've seen every Arkansas game except for a half of one. As far as the best all-round player that can do best player I've seen in the SEC is Anthony Black. Now, there might be players that can do certain specific skill sets better than him, but just all-around basketball player, he's the best player I've seen in the SEC.
So let's think of some other great point guards. Mayberry,
Corey
obviously.
Beck.
Corey Beck.
Yeah, Eric Ferguson was a guy I played
Kareem
with.
Reed.
Kareem Reed. Ronnie Brewer's kind of a point slash, yeah.
Did Alvin Robertson play the point? I think he did.
I thought he was a SF. I thought he was a 3, but he might have been a point. It's Clay might know that story.
JD Notte.
Well, I never thought of Notte as a point guard, though.
He's a scorer, yeah.
I mean, he was like a walking bucket, a gunner. So I never really, I mean, he would bring the ball up too, because I don't know if he necessarily had like a true point guard all the time last year. But when you look at Robertson, I think was a point guard, but he was he was a great defender, 6'3". Mayberry didn't have that size either. Neither did Kareem Reed.
Brandon Dean's a guy I played with, but we had Brandon Dean, Gennaro Pargo, Teddy Gibson, TJ Cleveland in that style where they were all kind of point guards bringing up the ball in that Nolan Richardson style.
It's the size. It's Black's size that makes it stand apart.
He's more Magic than I was trying to think. No, you know who he is? Exactly who he is. He's Jason Kidd. Remember watching Jason Kidd at Cal?
And he's even taller than Kidd.
He's Jason Kidd. If you go back and watch Jason Kidd at Cal when he was his sophomore year or so, that's who Anthony Black is, because he couldn't shoot it. They called him Acing Kid, no J. It was a soft J. But Anthony Black's real similar than that. He can shoot. Jason can shoot a little bit, but he's going to get better. Like Jalen Hurts got better at his passing accuracy, Anthony Black's only going to get better at shooting the ball. The thing is, he does everything else right now. He's Jason. He's Jason Kidd. If you're looking to compare him to somebody, that's who he is.
Big Mike in Waldron loves Anthony, but he says without Devo, they wouldn't be near where they are. No kidding.
They need all three of them.
No
you need
kidding.
that. Without Ricky Council, they wouldn't either. You need all three of those. I love our three guards. That's if we can get help in the front court. Jordan Walsh stay out of foul trouble. The Mitchell twins are playing and doing their thing, and those three guards they can take us to an Elite Eight. Like no question about it. We get that right matchup. Those guards, Ricky can. He made that 20 look so easy. I mean, just the easiest 20 points he had last night. He looked sharp.
But this is Devo's team. Like, I mean, for all the numbers and all of that kind of stuff and the things that we're talking about, this is Devo Davis's team. And I think if you asked any player on that team right now, they would agree. They would say they'd claim their own spot on the team, of course. But I feel like there's an unquestioned leader right now. And maybe that wasn't the case 2 months ago. Maybe that wasn't necessarily the case like 6 or 7 weeks ago.
I do
but
think
as the team is gelled, now I don't feel like any team doesn't gel unless there's somebody or a player or two that sort of sets the tone for them. A coach can do that in some sense, but they'll all tell you player-led teams are the best. And Devo has led this team to where they are right now. It's how he plays. And it's like anybody that's a defense-first guy can be that guy. Right, Matt?
Well, a defense guy that's an upperclassman, that's a maximum effort guy. It clearly is Debo. You see Anthony look at Debo like that, but it's kind of bringing it into when Ronnie Brewer was a true freshman. He was the best player on the floor, but it was Eric Ferguson's team. It was some of the upperclassmen's team, and even though he's the best player, and Anthony's a reluctant superstar. He's not this guy out there just really. He's kind of just following in, just being like, man, I'm just here to work.
It's been such an interesting career for Devo up to this point. Like, I mean, you arrive on the scene with a highly heralded class, with a one and done in Moses, with a guy that then leaves after his second year for the NBA in Jalen. And I mean, it was clear Moses was the best player on the court because he could do everything. Jalen Williams, I think, was the leader of last year's team. And it's not like Devo was just part of the supporting cast and all of that too, because he was a major portion of both of those runs to the Elite Eight. But then this season, man, I mean, remember what happened in Maui? And we still don't even know what the deal was there, but he didn't play at all in the second half of the last game there, didn't even move during the game, sat there.
Took a week off.
And then was gone from the team for a few days.
A couple of days, yeah.
And like a few weeks later, a loss to LSU. This is the same team that lost at LSU, by the way.
63 to Vanderbilt in a half.
Same team.
Yeah.
Same team.
Yeah.
And you're wondering, who are the leaders? Who are the leaders? How are they going to pull their heads out of what? Where is this coming from? Well, you kind of knew the answer, because the two players everybody pointed to were Devo and Kamani, just because of their experience on the team. Kamani can be a good guy on the bench. He's not going to be a leader. You need your leader to be an on-court guy. And at that point, it did look like a team that wasn't player-led. But, man, they do now. They really do now.
Their growth has been really fun to watch. I mean, they're getting better each week. And, I mean, but like we talked about a month ago, we said it's time for them to go on a run, and that's what they're doing.
Well, it's been a heck of a lot of fun to watch. But you can't take anything for granted. Because the schedule's still tough, man. It's still really tough. Mississippi State at home, at A&M, your next two games. These are teams that are on the bubble, that have a lot to play for, that are playing good basketball right now. Heck, I looked yesterday. I didn't watch Auburn A&M, but I looked at the score, and Auburn was up on them by like 13 points midway through the first half. I think A&M had like maybe 13, 14 points. And they ended up going out and getting over 85 against them. So that's a team that can really put it on you, especially when it's at Reed Arena. And there's another team that's going to be looking for some revenge.
They have, both those teams have players. I think A&M and Auburn are both tournament teams. I mean, I don't see if FCC is getting 7 in. I think Kentucky's a tournament team. Arkansas, Alabama, Tennessee. That's about who you got going.
All right, we'll wrap things up in just a moment. The women's team needs a win tomorrow night on the road against Vanderbilt, and they need to get on a roll too. Just a win at Auburn, you can see some similarities here from the stretch from the men's team recently to the women's team too. Even though, I mean, it's different in the idea of the opponents, because Vanderbilt's women's team is not men's Kentucky. The men's Kentucky team in the context of how good those programs are. But it's back-to-back road games. It's always going to be tough to win those games. And tomorrow night is another late one at 8 o'clock against a team that came back and forced Arkansas to win a game with a buzzer beater. So that'll be huge tomorrow. And I'll be doing the show from Nashville tomorrow. Maybe get myself some Hattie B's extremely spicy chicken. I just don't know if I want to sweat throughout the entire broadcast tomorrow night. Meanwhile, we'll wrap halftime up right after this.
Make today more interesting with Betly's online sports betting action. You can bet on pro and college games with Betly, the only online sports book in Arkansas and Tennessee. And right now, every new customer can cash in on a $250 risk-free first bet. Download the Betly Sportsbook app now in the Apple and Google Play Store, or visit Betly.com. With Betly, every game matters. Must be 21 or older and located in Arkansas or Tennessee to bet. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-47.
Video is powered by the pros at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPaschal.com.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Ed Sheeran used to sing in the church choir, but now bad habits reveal his desire. The old saying goes, sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. God knows you can't overcome. That's why the faith that saves is trusting what Jesus has already done. There's nothing else you can say or use or do. Bad habits lead to doom. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Hi, I'm Mike Van Jr. with Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. You can count on my team to provide top quality pressure washing and exterior cleaning services for your property.
What all do you service?
Fence washing, gutter, or deep concrete cleaning for your home, commercial business, and more.
Do you have insurance?
Absolutely. We're covered with liability insurance, and we also use safe and effective wash methods, leaving your home or business looking brand new.
I guess I need to go to your website, mjmobilewash.com.
Or just give me a call at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all. When you stay overnight, you want the accommodations to feel comfortable and feel like home. Well, at Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, you get exactly that. You can check out all their locations at bphotels.com. They have locations in Fayetteville, Bentonville, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Conway, El Dorado, Arkadelphia, North Little Rock, Bryant, Hot Springs, Ardmore, Oklahoma, and coming soon to Kansas City. bphotels.com. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, looking forward to serving you in 2023.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yeah.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and...
Get your mind off winter time. You ain't going nowhere.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, I can't remember who it was that texted us in earlier with an educational text. Anything that teaches me a new definition that I can find in Urban Dictionary is defined as educational here on this show. Your mom might disagree as an English teacher, though, Matt. Jethro Bowl. I learned what a Jethro Bowl is today, and that is the size of a bowl that is the size that Jethro from the Beverly Hillbillies ate with on television all those years ago, and it's not quite as big as Matt Jones's Soup Bowl, but he's working on it.
The Mega Bowl. Yeah. We came here, and I hope you brought your silver polish because that was gold.
What else did I learn here today? We were talking momentarily about Anthony Black potentially being the greatest point guard in Arkansas history, and we had a text from BJ from B&B Generators asking, is Lee Mayberry still the all-time assist leader? I mean, Hog Stats always is good for stuff like that. And Kareem Reed has the record, 749 assists.
Well, and Anthony's more than that, but Anthony would have to be here 3 years to be the considered the best. I mean, he's a great talent, and I think he's a 10-year pro. I think Jordan Walsh is a 10-year pro. If Nick Smith is healthy, he is too, and Brazil could be. I mean, we could have 4 potential guys off this squad that play for a decade in the NBA. Like I would not be surprised if all 4. And then Ricky Council could get a 10-day. I mean, Ricky Council could get into camp somewhere, no question about it. Does he stick on? I don't know. He got to improve his range, but can he go overseas for a decade and make a lot of money? Absolutely.
But the player that we talked about in the last segment most is still so important, and I mean Devo, but I mean also the kind of player that he is, that he's going to be here for 4 years.
He's the glue guy, absolutely.
This is where programs can be built
too. Yeah,
like you're going to have a team. You got a coach with Muss that's great for the transfer portal. Obviously, can recruit the kind of talent that is here for 1 year or 2 years, but you still need somebody like Devo. Like somebody that knows the program in and out, that is the leader on the court.
Bleeds Razorback red, so to speak. Yeah. I agree with you.
That's one of the things about him that's been such an intriguing portion of the story. It's like, Moses was one and done. Jalen was 2 and done.
You pay Devo on this NIL deal, whatever you got to get him to get him back for next year to be that guy. That's the coolest thing about college sports now, right? Like you can do that, like because we need Devo back. Not only this year, but you're right, we need him back next year.
It's his team next year.
Absolutely,
Easily.
It's his team this year. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. Well, there you go. We've made it to another edition of Halftime. We'll have the Eastside Liquor Halftime podcast coming out soon. If you missed anything, it's downloadable anywhere where you get your podcasts. Ruskin and Zach are ready to entertain you from 2 until 7. And tomorrow, it's another award-winning edition of Halftime. I'll be in Nashville with the women's basketball team. It's been great today, guys. Thank you so much.
Fun.
And Matt, don't listen to Candy. You look just fine.
Oh, fun show today, man.
Now,
be safe traveling, man.
And like the wolf said, let's go get a taco.
Woo!
Get up, get out, and get tacos.
The cold and flu seasons are here, and Law's Drug Store has what you need to safely care for you and your family. Law's Drug Store can fill and refill